45 seconds. Seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Fat we really are as to like how long we would survive, how long our body, all we would need is water.
Right.
Because, I probably got 100 pounds on me.
I'd be digging, getting lighter every day,
You'd be like, hey, well, I don't know if I'm going to be celebrating, Gene, that I'm getting lighter every day if I don't know if I'm ever going to get, if I'm never going to get rescued.
Yeah, but if you die a skinny guy, you died on top.
Wow. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Oh, I see two guys.
Right out of the box, Seth is verklempt, if you will. Rolled in here about 45 seconds before airtime. Brian said it best. He was making all these sounds and like, whoof, ah, he, whoo, ah, ah. It's like sound like some old guy trying to get out of his recliner.
You know how those NASCAR guys are out of breath after a race?
Yeah, same as you.
Yeah,
you were wheeling that Hemi across the bridge.
I was
trying to get here.
I had to make a stop in South Tampa, so I'm going down Mabry. I'm skipping lights.
What are you doing? Drug deals or before the show?
I'm picking up cards.
Yeah.
I got a card guy.
You got a guy. You just got to say, I got a guy.
I got a
guy.
And he gives me cards, and then I give them to the people.
And you give him a handy?
Yeah.
Or $40, but yeah, that's all the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome, the Bubba the Love Sponge show, November 13th, Thursday. Brian the Babyface in today. And let me some late night, overnight trading, if you will. Mario Gonzalez, Las Vegas Mario, stepped up on the PayPal yesterday, for help with his stepdaughter abuse situation. Remember the great advice that Gene Lasker gave him?
Yeah.
So which he couldn't seem to. I don't know how many times we practiced it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off or not. Remember where you throw the bullet to the guy?
Hopefully he goes back and listens to the show multiple times.
Brian, would that be a credible threat? Did you hear?
Yeah.
It would be?
Yeah. You throw bullets at people and say, watch yourself or anything like that?
I mean, like if you throw a bullet to the guy and you say, okay, now allegedly the guy's beaten up on somebody that's related to you.
Right.
Okay. And so he comes to a family function, he walks in, you take a 45 bullet that's just a bullet, not in a gun or anything. And this is Lasker's advice to the guy, that you throw kind of not overhand, try to throw it like you're Nolan Ryan, but just kind of toss it to him underhandedly so the guy catches it. And you say, the next, if you don't stop, touching or beating on my stepsister, the next one you're not going to be able to catch. Would you get in? Could they arrest you for that?
I mean, here's for assault. It's would that put a reasonable person in fear of harm and
I think if Seth tosses it, no. If Gene Lasker tosses it, yes.
Well,
I mean, would the court consider the person that's the person that tossed it has killed a man before and been in jail 16 times, whereas if Seth Kushner tosses it, he's just doing illegal card trades in the middle of the night. So you have to probably.
They also have the advantage of about 20 minutes of audio from this show outlining what the intent was behind it.
True.
Grouper Lips 25.
Good seeing you yesterday, Grouper Lips. So that, Brian, that could be a formidable threat, so to speak.
You don't even need to say anything. You just you throw him a bullet with his name written on it.
Well, his name's not written on it.
I know, but throw him one with his name written on it, and don't say anything else. That at least, Man, it's still a terrible idea, no matter how you cut it. Look, if he's beating on his girl, on his family member, get law enforcement involved. I mean, what the heck?
What if you inscribed the bullet with an anti-trans message and then tossed it to the person?
And then came up with a fake text chain from ChatGPT and tried to cover up a murder?
I got to tell you, Brian, your whatever peptides or whatever the hell you're doing, you are looking. Have you lost more weight? Because your face has even become more Hollywood like George Hamilton chiseled, if you will.
I'm trying to move into the toning phase of things.
You look
now.
Great.
Thank you. I feel great.
How long have you been doing it? 3 weeks?
No, the weight loss one I was on for 6 weeks. The newer ones I've been on for a week.
Now, okay, so you can. Do they only suggest you staying on them like 6 weeks?
Yeah, there's cycles for it.
Right.
Just because the efficacy will wear off, so your returns just won't be there at the same level.
So what you do then is you just switch to, because there's so many of them. You just switch to a different one that has a different effect. Like if you.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the visceral one now, so I'll be moving to Tessa next.
All right. So what's visceral?
Visceral fat is the fat.
You don't have any left. You don't got any fat left.
You do, but that's the fat that's around your organs. Like it's hard fat to lose. It's not the fat that you carry around. The normal fat. It's like the fat that's around your liver.
And I'm not going to be offended by your answer because I'm flat out asking you. But do you think that I have a lot of visceral fat around my organs?
I wouldn't know. You can get a measure on that, on what your visceral level is.
Now,
I'm at a 7. You want to be down to a 3.
Now, hold on. As skinny as you are.
But it's not fat that you see. It's not fat that you see normal.
I know.
It's deposits in your body.
I realize that, buddy. But I'm just saying, if what I can see looks good, I would think that your insides look just as good, but they're not. You're at a 7.
You can be broken and tattered inside. You just don't know.
Now, could you be the opposite? Could it be like I look exteriorly fat, but my visceral fat isn't that bad?
It's possible.
Yeah, but probably not. If you're fat on the appearance, you're probably fat on the visceral. I doubt that there's the that combination where you can show fat but don't have inside fat. I think if you're fat on the outside, you're fat on the inside. I'm thinking.
I mean,
because you're skinny on the outside and fat on the inside. I'm thinking that there cannot ever be the other way. Like you can't have it that way.
I'm clean on the outside, cream on the inside.
So. What type of test do you have to get? Is it a scan?
No, yeah, it's like a body scan. So like
is
with
it
those
MRI?
Those fancy scales. They can measure it.
Oh, those.
Yeah, that put like a little like electrical
sensors
waves
on your
the
heels.
Feet. Yeah, on the feet, and then you hold something, and it will measure that in your body.
You have how much those scales cost?
I've got one from Hume Health. I don't know how much my wife paid for it. We actually had an old scale that their software no longer supported, so they gave us a deal on the new one.
Now, does it go to an app?
Yeah.
I hate that going when you have to go to the app.
That's how you get all the data. I mean, other than that, you got to get a printout.
Yeah.
If you get one of those,
I'm big on
it'll print it out on paper.
I'm big on printouts. I really am.
Yeah.
So you step on your Hume scale. Do you have to hold these little
it's just one little rod that's tethered by a wire, and you just hold it out straight in front of you.
Right, while you're on the scale.
Yeah, barefoot. No socks.
Nude.
Yeah, of course.
Right. and then it does its readings, and it'll tell you, what your that'll give you your visceral
your body
number,
fat percentage,
your BMI,
visceral fat, your BMI, like all of that, your water percent, water weight, all that stuff.
Boy, that'd get depressing.
I mean, it's also can be inspiring. It just depends on how you look at it.
Meaning, like, if you go a couple weeks and you really try to diet or try to exercise or whatever, and you see your numbers, going down, then you're like, oh, okay, this is really working, right?
Well, it tells you the truth. I mean, so a lot of people don't want to see the truth, but it tells you the truth.
I use Lummy as my scale, and he says I look fantastic.
You do.
I mean, Lummy, how do I look?
Oh, you look great.
How skinny do I look?
You
see
look
my
like
muscles?
You're down about 20, 30 pounds, and your muscles really coming out.
Yeah,
You and
popping. I
Macho
got
Man.
striations, man.
Yeah, you and Macho Man are battling
Christ,
for
you
it.
wouldn't believe how huge I am right now. Did either one of you card guys know that Brady was in the card game? Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Went to his card store in Chicago.
Does he have multiple card stores? Because this one here is in New York.
Yeah, he's got multiple. They all suck.
Meaning, like, is it just a tourist trap, kind of?
No, there's just nothing. There's nothing there. It doesn't offer anything.
But it's a brick and mortar store.
Yeah.
And how many stores does he have? 3? Like probably New York, L.A., Chicago?
I'm not sure. I think he's got a few more than that.
So is it like Tom Brady themed? Like, does it have all of his helmets and, uniforms and all that kind of deal? Or is it just Tom Brady named?
It was just Tom Brady's card vault in Chicago, right across from Wrigley. It didn't have any. It wasn't like a memoriam to Tom Brady or anything like that.
So, Brian, do you think that Brady's just lending his likeness to
100%?
Like he's not. He didn't have any skin in the actual game, does he?
It's a licensing deal, most likely.
Looks like he invested 50% stake in a place called Card Vault, and they're opening up around all the different stadiums.
So he invested 50%.
Yeah, he has a 50% stake.
Does that mean? Hold on. He has a 50% stake, or he invested 50%. I think there's a big difference between them.
It says that he has invested money, which puts him at a 50% stake.
It was a company that already existed. I think he bought into, and then they're using his name, but he has probably absolutely nothing to do with the day to day.
Now, Seth, you've been to one of these and outside of Wrigley, and it's nothing special, and you're a card guy.
Yeah, it was bad. There wasn't a lot.
Can you buy
there.
blasters, or can you buy big mega boxes, or can you? And I don't. Again, if I'm not saying the correct terms,
I'm not going to correct you.
Yeah, you can, but just please do it.
So far, those are two legitimate terms.
But do it
Bubba.
gently, because I just pick up on what you and Brian are talking about, just like a kid picking up on what his dad likes. I'm trying to pick up on what you like. I think there's blasters, and I think there's mega boxes. Are there not?
There is.
Okay. Can you go there and buy a blaster? Can you go there and buy a mega box? Can you go in there, and buy a?
The one in Chicago didn't have much of a selection.
Well, I'm looking at the website, and they actually do have a pretty good selection. I'm glad this article came up, because we can get some product here, Seth.
Nearly $10,000 worth of collectible cards were stolen from the NFL legend Tom Brady's new Card Vault store in Soho. The suspect allegedly swiped baseball and Pokemon cards from the memorabilia shop at 244 Lafayette Street around 11:40. On October 20th. So that's a few weeks ago. The alleged thief's credit card was declined before he allegedly manipulated the prompts to bypass the failed transaction. The suspect then walked out of the storage with the cards worth $9,710.
But you can bypass a failed transaction?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, tell me how to do that.
Well, geez,
enough where they'll say enough, Seth, where the worker will let you take the product.
Is there like some sort of button that comes up on the credit card machine that says override this, and you just hit yes, and then they give you what you want?
I don't know. Card Vault by Tom Brady opened up in Soho weeks before the incident. The seven-time Super Bowl champion's flagship store allows fans to buy, sell, and trade sports memorabilia, merchandise, and cards. Pokemon. Now, are Pokemon cards are you guys ever? I know you guys got into a Star Wars break last week. Are you guys ever going to get into a Pokemon?
We could. It is a crowded space, and the nice thing about Pokemon is one, the ROI is pretty good. So you generally don't get hurt too bad because the prices, as long as you're not buying them secondarily,
meaning like if you buy them as close to the manufacturer as you can, chances are you're not going to get. You probably as the card breaker going to at least get your money back.
Well, you'll 50 to 70% potentially.
But you also could hit, could you not?
Yeah, if you're getting the chase cards, like the ultra rare ones, you're talking easy $200-$300 out of a $5 pack, easy. And that doesn't happen too often with sports cards. The hits are much harder in the
with all the sports cards.
And Pikachu will never rape a woman in the back of a cab or a hotel, so you've got that going for you too. His prices will hold. Charmander and
now
Charmeleon.
Tom Bean and Gina are in Japan right now at the huge Pokemon.
No, they're on this like.
Oh, I thought this was like a world final Pokemon, only the true the upper echelon Pokemon convention.
No, this is it's an interesting thing, and maybe have Tom or Gene on when they get back to talk about it. But there's this influencer guy that's into the Pokemon world that does these guided tours of Japan, and it incorporates the history and sightseeing along with Pokemon.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a 14-hour flight too.
Well, yeah, but when you're cashing in your Amex points and flying first class, it's not too bad. You give me a bed and I'll fly wherever you want me to, as long as it takes.
So it's 14 hours, and they flew first. So what does that cabin look like?
So I think it's American Airlines. So it'd be American One, I think, is the name of their. Oh no, the Delta One is the name of the nice one. Hold on. First class international. Man,
I just take a bunch of sleeping pills, and they'd have to probably wake me when we're in Japan, or I'm sure there's no direct. I'm sure there's a couple of.
They may actually call it business class when it's international, not first class.
Right.
So, but no, they're like the bed. They have a bed and a little sleeping pod area. It's not as nice. The nicest is what Qatar Air. Emirates.
Don't they have almost like an apartment?
Yeah, they've got pods with closing doors. I mean, the amenities you get caviar.
I've never eaten caviar in my life. Nor do I want to.
Yeah, I mean they have this expansive wine and champagne.
They bring me
collection.
some caviar. I'd be like, man, you got any Cheetos? Something like that, like some Ritz. It's wheat thins. Anything? I can't eat this caviar. Yeah.
What if you loved it? What if you're like, oh my God?
There's no way.
Am I gonna like caviar? Look at me, please.
Salty fish eggs.
I'm built on bad stuff. Several celebrities attended the October 8th opening, including Knicks star Karl Anthony Towns. The retired great also took time to visit Ladder 20 on Lafayette Street and signed footballs and posed for firefighters and what have you. So I guess this is the suspect who walked in. I wonder what he got. I mean, I wonder what type of cards he got.
He said he got Pokemon and baseballs, didn't he?
Oh, is that what he got?
Yeah.
10,000 goes a long way though in a card shop.
Pokemon has such a ravenous collector base that there's a lot more transactions in that space. The popularity is unrivaled. It's incredible what's going on with Pokemon. Didn't Pokemon just sell for $5 billion to a Saudi Arabia company? I think I could be wrong, but I think I saw
$3.5 billion. The sale of Pokemon Go, Pikmin Bloom, Monster Hunter Now, and the development teams. So it was Pokemon Go developers. So it wasn't the company that holds the license for Pokemon, that owns Pokemon. It was the company that was developing the Pokemon games.
Scopely's the company,
and it sold for $3.5 billion. So what? Those are more of the code writers or something like that?
Yeah, it's the video game side, the online app side of it.
Is that the one that Tom uses?
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's Poketom stuff.
I'm sure. So that has nothing to do with the game, the game sold for $3.5 million, but all the trading cards and licensing and movies and all of that, that's still probably in play, owned by whomever, correct? Because you splinter off Pokemon. You got the card aspect of it, you got the movie aspect of it, you got the app game. So the app game part of it sold for $3.5 billion.
Yeah, Pokemon itself is called the Pokemon Company, and it's owned by 3 companies: Creatures, Game Freak, and Nintendo. Yeah. All have a share of it.
Of Pokemon.
Of the Pokemon Company.
When are you guys', because I like to use the show to help promote your guys' Blizzard breaks. When's the next Blizzard breaks? Which, by the way, does Blizzard breaks have its own Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. And are you across all spectrums of social media?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're just on Facebook right now.
Okay, fantastic. When's the next Blizzard breaks?
Seth, take it away, buddy.
Next Thursday.
He's still scrambling from that $40 hand-to-hand, Antonio Brown card that he bought in South Candy.
Antonio Brown. Yeah. Now's a great time to invest in his stuff.
Actually, Seth might be with Antonio Brown. I don't even know. So, Seth, when's your next Blizzard breaks, and what's it going to be? Baseball, football, basketball, hockey? What's it going to be?
It's going to be football next Thursday.
Yeah, assuming we sell it out. So we're down to, I think, 10 spots, so it should be. We're over 2/3 sold out.
So you're selling it by teams? Or you're selling it by team? Is that what you're selling?
Yes.
Yeah, teams. What teams are available? 10 teams. There's 32 total teams. What teams are available? My Green Bay Packers available?
The Bears, the Browns. Trying to think off the top of my head. I'd have to pull the list up. But we have it on the Blizzard Breaks Facebook page, so if you just look it up, you can see
Bears, Washington, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Tennessee, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Dallas, Texans.
Now, would an Aaron Rodgers Pittsburgh card be worth something?
No.
No. Well, if you got a color blast, if he happens to be in the color blast, but I think Big Ben is in the color blast for the Steelers on Phoenix. So you got to look at the checklist for each product. To see who's there, but Seth is right. Just a standard Aaron Rodgers card is.
Speaking of which,
that's garbage can bait.
How much trouble are my Packers in right now? You're one of the most sports knowledgeable persons we have as a co-host. They're in trouble, and Matt LaFleur refuses to give up playing. I watched his live press conference yesterday after practice, and one of the local beat writers actually asked him, Matt, do you think it might be time to give up the play calling? And he said, "No, I'm not gonna stop calling the plays." First of all, Philadelphia knew where the ball was going. They called the. Have you seen the footage of them calling out the plays?
Yeah,
they called the play out. I don't know. Brian? What's your spin on it? I think the Packers are going to get swept by the Bears. I think they're going to get beat on Thanksgiving by Detroit. I think they'll split with Miami. They're going to get beat by Denver, and I think they're going to win 3 more games.
Miami? You mean Minnesota?
Not Miami, Minnesota.
I was like, when do they play in Miami?
I think they'll split with Minnesota. They'll get swept by the Bears. They'll get beat by
the Lions.
By the Lions. They got Denver.
You think they'll beat the Broncos or Ravens?
No. I think they'll beat the Ravens. It matters if Lamar Thomas comes back or not.
Or Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Thomas.
Yeah, Lamar Thomas.
Right.
That former Buck.
Here's my thing with...
I think the Packers go, let me see, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 and 1. I think they go 8, 8 and 1.
My issue with the Packers is that they don't have a number 1 wide receiver. And in this day and age in the NFL... you absolutely need that number 1 stud wide receiver.
You need that Devontae Adams. You need that A.J. Brown.
The Jackson Smith and Jigba. The
Mike Evans.
The Amon-Ra St. Brown. The guy that's going to command double teams every single time and open the field and make it easier for everybody else. The Packers don't have that number 1. Number 2, their wide receivers cannot stay healthy. I don't think they've had a game the last 2 seasons where they've had their full complement of starting wide receivers in and healthy and ready to play.
3, the one bright spot they had, Tucker Kraft, who was really on pace of being a pretty badass tight end.
He's a beast.
Out for the year. Blown ACL, whatever.
Yeah, and you need that as well, in this
4,
in this NFL.
Their offensive line is an absolute joke. An absolute joke. They drafted a guy 2 years ago, Jordan Michael, out of Arizona, in a first rounder. If you as a strong side offensive tackle, if you draft just like the Bucks, they know how to do it. When they draft offensive tackles like Tristan Wirtz, they immediately plug in and play and make an immediate impact. If you got to wait a year or two to develop, not a second or third or fourth rounder, but to develop your number one draft choice as an offensive lineman, if you have to wait a few years for that guy to be good enough for the speed of the NFL, that was a bust. That was a bust draft, because usually good offensive linemen right out of college in the first round are plug and plays. Are they not?
You shouldn't have to sit your offensive lineman if you draft them above the second round.
Right. So I'm saying most
third and down they can back up.
Most offensive linemen in the first or second round are plug and plays. They're immediate. I think the Bears did that. I think the Bears drafted a couple of offensive linemen that they plug and played immediately and or free agency. And the Packers, I don't know. They're just, I don't know. Their defense has stepped up, but to me it looks like Micah Parsons takes plays off.
Well, of course. That's what the problem with the Cowboys were. He said they took too much time off.
So I don't even know. I'm most worried about getting swept by the Bears.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm not falling into your world of misery at all. This is a 1 week at a time job for me right now.
Well, you're on top of the division right now, man. And
we're talking about the show or being a Bears fan.
Oh, yes.
I'm not. Both. Antonio Brown, might as well keep it sports related, made his first appearance yesterday. As you know, was he in Dubai?
Yeah.
He was in Dubai. Is he facing a lot of,
attempted murder is pretty serious.
Was that on his baby mama? Or no, that was at a rap concert or something, wasn't it?
It was at an arena, I think, after some sort of sporting event or concert or something.
Aiden Ross had a charity or some sort of streaming boxing event in Miami.
Oh, that's right. It was a boxing deal, and he shot.
He said he was getting jumped.
But I don't know that he shot at anybody. I think he shot up in the air.
He shot at somebody.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Former NFL.
Now, Brian, if you were a criminal guy and a guy could you get a guy on lesser charges if he just fired a warning shot on the air, in the air, and video surveillance showed that it was just in the air? I know, I'm sure you're going to get illegal firing, illegal discharge of a firearm and stuff like that. But could you get the attempted to hurt somebody thrown out if you said, listen, I just fired one up in the air to make everybody know that I had a gun and leave me alone? Could you potentially get that on a lesser charge if it was just fired up in the air?
Yeah. I mean, they'll plea down a lot of stuff depending on the circumstances.
If you don't point it at anybody and you just blast.
What about the footage of him chasing after somebody with a gun?
He was in fear of his life, Seth.
That's what's on camera.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay.
That's probably attempted murder.
Well, they let him go that night. Like, that's the thing that's screwy about this. And they let him go that night, and it wasn't until I think they got the video months later.
They always let him go.
Yeah.
Well, they let him go again. He only had a $25,000 bond.
Oh, yeah.
Former NFL star Antonio Brown facing a judge today in South Florida after being sent to Miami from New Jersey.
Talk about a guy that really, really needs some mental health, help. Or he's going to end up like the guy from Dallas.
Well, I've been saying this for years, that it was that perfect hit that just scrambled his eggs, man. And
remember that?
He has just never been the same since. He is the poster child for CTE.
It comes after he was suddenly...
And to think, Brian, he was at one time, and for a very long time, there wasn't even a close second. He was the elite wide receiver in the league when he played with Pittsburgh in his early years out of Western Michigan. Wasn't he for 3, 4, 5 years, he was the guy.
He was so good that he made Juju Smith-Schuster look like a good wide receiver. That's how good Antonio Brown was. And Plaxico Burress, right? I mean, he played with both of those guys, I think.
Yeah. Well, in Dubai on a second-degree murder.
Plaxico, he only shoots himself in the thigh. Yeah. He doesn't,
Charged from a shooting in May. Local 10's Roy Ramos joins us live from the jail in West Miami-Dade with more on what happened in court today. Roy?
This guy, he just did shoulder shrugs before he went on camera.
Colin Calvin, while we've seen Antonio Brown very outspoken in the past, he was tight-lipped inside of that courtroom today, which ought to paint a picture of how serious the charge that he is facing is. While he'll
do jail time just because of all the priors, don't you think?
I mean, he's on video chasing somebody with a gun.
Yeah.
He's going to get convicted.
Not say anything. We did get a chance to speak with his attorney outside of that courtroom, who said,
I can't wait to hear his attorney.
As well, his client did fire 2 shots. They were in self-defense, and no one was ever hit.
Antonio Brown, is he on Zoom?
Former star wide receiver Antonio Brown in a Miami-Dade bond court Wednesday, appearing via Zoom from TGK on a second-degree attempted murder.
You know, he lived at one time about 2 miles from here.
Yes, South Tampa.
Behind Tate's Pizza. And it's when Tampa, they couldn't get like a warrant to bust his door down because it was like some child support stuff or something like that. But they were camped. Tampa PD was camped outside of his house. So like if he went to his mailbox or anything like that, they were going to grab him. And he'd have all these friends over and everything. But he never left the house. So they never got him.
Charge. Miami police charged the 5-time All-Pro after investigators said he fired a gun several times at an underground Little Haiti boxing match in May.
Underground Little Haiti. I mean, don't you? Who's handling Antonio Brown? That's an event that you don't need to be at.
Nobody. I think Drew Rosenhaus kind of even had enough of him a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Client shot twice, not at him, but shot twice so that he can continue on to get to his vehicle.
In the arrest warrant we obtained, it states Brown and 2 others were involved in a fight with the alleged victim, Zul Karnain Kwame Nantambu, where at one point police said cell phone videos showed 2 shots fired by Brown, while Nantambu is ducking for cover, alleging he was grazed in the neck by a bullet.
He says that the scratch on his neck, which he's talking about, actually came from the melee that occurred while he was attacking my client before the shots rang out.
Was the victim shot? Was he actually struck by this bullet?
I don't believe so, Judge.
In June, a warrant was issued for Brown's arrest, but state prosecutors said he's been on the run ever since, accused of fleeing to Dubai.
He went to Dubai, man.
Something his attorney denies.
Does he got any money left?
He can't have much if he does.
I mean, just that necklace probably is worth $100,000.
Well, I mean, he owes child support. I can't imagine that he's got a lot of savings.
Well,
from
his
his
net worth online is negative $3 million.
Negative $3 million.
Yes.
Wow.
He didn't flee to Dubai. He has business in Dubai.
Don't let his lawyer
He was
see that.
aware of the charges pending. His reasons for going to Dubai are questioned.
U.S. Marshals ultimately took him into custody overseas and brought him back here to the States, where we watched as he was booked into TGK, now facing a charge of attempted second degree.
So, Brian, they'll just send you, if they know where you're at over in Dubai and you're this, a bad guy, this popular, this high profile, will they just send the boys over there to get you?
If they have extradition to the United States, yes. I mean, that's
almost
what it
every
boils down
now
to.
there's more countries that don't. I mean, there's not a lot of countries that don't work with the U.S. There's a few, right? Like I think Vietnam and Thailand.
So non-extradition: Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Mongolia, Nepal.
Russia? Is Russia on there?
North Korea, Tunisia, Zimbabwe, Eritrea, Somalia, Belarus, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Maldives.
Some of those are some pretty exotic places.
Some nice islands there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like if you had to pick, Brian, if you did something bad and you had to go, so you weren't now. Will these places absolutely not extradite you, or did
Brian would be a snake charmer in Morocco if he had to go?
Out of these, I'm looking at the Maldives as a pretty attractive place to go and stay.
He'd be an umbrella boy.
You'd have a card shop over there. So, Brian, like when it says now, is this is like an ironclad that they do not, work with the U.S. or
it depends. Like Russia, they ignore the treaty they have with us for that.
Because didn't Snowden go to Russia?
Serbia has selective enforcement. China will rarely cooperate, but they sometimes will.
But the ones that you mentioned, are those locked into not cooperating? Like they're not cooperating, or will they? If it's does America ask and they just say no?
Yeah, pretty much. They say, what's in it for us? And if you're not going to give us anything, then we're not going to.
We're keeping your criminals.
Yeah.
Be murder.
This case is clearly overcharged as an attempted second-degree murder. Even the judge said, at worst, we're talking about aggravated assault.
$25,000 bond plus house arrest level 3.
So that's what he got.
They
just keep kicking his can down the road, don't they?
Well, this needs to be like an OJ thing, man. He needs to go to jail for just everything that he's done before, and
they need to hold him in jail until his trial, or right?
No, they can't though.
I mean, Brian, couldn't you show that he's a flight risk? They had to go to Dubai.
They tried to argue that, but the problem was there may have been an investigation, but he was not told he couldn't leave. They didn't revoke his passport. He didn't flee the country illegally. So you can try and make that argument all you want.
All right.
But if he's saying he had legitimate reasons.
And I think his attorney says that he has supposedly business over there.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, obviously he was hiding, but he probably went over there for legitimate business, but then overstayed to avoid coming back to the U.S.
And he didn't leave illegally. Now, at this point, they probably have taken his passport, right?
Yes.
Because if you're on house arrest, and so at this point, he cannot leave the country, and if he would, then he would be determined a flight risk the second time.
Oh, he would not be given bail if he violated this bond. Yeah.
And you heard that judge mention a level 3 monitoring device that Brown will have to wear when he is to bond out of jail. That will mean that he is free to roam, but the court will still
now $25,000 bail. Brian, does that mean only $2,500 you got to put up?
If you go to a bonds person, otherwise you can post the full 25
yourself.
Yeah.
To track him when he is to come out of TGK, we'll be sure to ask him more about those charges.
He could probably do a card signing this week at one of the washed up cons and make it $25,000.
Now in West Miami-Dade, Roy Ramos, Local 10.
I think
be right next to Wander Franco.
Yeah. Washed up con. And the 2 pictures with Cleveland.
Con.
Hello.
Hey, morning, Bubba.
Yeah.
Morning, fellas.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you guys are talking sports, and I had an honest question about the Indiana game controversy, because maybe you guys would have a better understanding of what happened, because on the surface, I really, as a fan, don't understand what happened. If people aren't aware, Indiana quarterback.
I'm not even aware of what the Indiana controversy is. Are you guys?
Indiana, Penn State?
Yeah.
I'm aware that he was the one that called yesterday about his daughter making thousands breaking cards.
Yeah.
This guy is?
Mike,
Yeah,
Mike.
Mm-hmm. So, Mike, what is the Indiana Penn State controversy?
There were seconds on the clock. Indiana was going to win. They just had to run out a couple seconds, snap the ball, slide, whatever. But the Indiana quarterback instead ran 40 yards backwards to get a safety.
Oh, you're talking about a couple weeks ago.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking.
I think, sir, I don't want you upset with me, but I think you called just to hear.
We talked about this.
I think you called just to hear yourself on the air. I really do. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I really think that you love just hearing yourself on the air. I'd actually have more. I'd really have more appreciation if you call and be like, "Hey, Bubba, it's what's your name?"
Mike.
Mike, it's Mike, and I just wanted to say hello. Wanted to be able to hear myself on the air a little, today. Hi.
No, I feel like I'm stupid and I don't understand what happened.
Well, there you go. You answered your own question. You answered your own question, my friend.
So the controversy is that they may have done it to to help sports books, but I mean, we've seen this time and time.
This is a common play.
It's not unusual.
A lot of teams that are up by 3 points and afraid that if they punt, they're kind of pinned back a little bit, like on the 30, on their 30, and there's 8 seconds left, and if they would be a block punt, then which happens all the time, then that team would either be in field goal range to win or take it back for 6. So a lot of times they'll have their quarterback get the ball and literally run the clock out and take a knee or run out of the back of the end zone, which is a safety. And at that point, you're awarded, the other team gets 2 points, and you win. As long as you're up by 3, you win. That's not, that happens a lot. That happens, 5, 6, 7 times an NFL or not, usually in college. Doesn't really usually happen in the NFL that much. But, and that happens a lot in college.
Yeah,
and it's not it's, you know what didn't better this situation is when the IU quarterback, remember he said, I'm sorry that I probably messed up a bunch of guys.
No, we talked about the reporter, a random reporter asked him about it. He didn't know anything about it. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry if I messed up anyone's betting."
Bets.
Yeah, it was like tongue in cheek. The point spread was totally all over the board.
Indiana's having their greatest football season of all time, and now they're throwing games to
right.
That guy got you roped into talking about a game from September 27th.
Right,
man.
Exactly. I need to ban that guy.
Man.
And I need to ban that guy, please. I actually got down this rabbit hole, and I couldn't understand it, and it might take Brian to explain it to me, but I think maybe the last time it happened in the NFL was in 1970. But it's there's an instance where you can get a 1-point safety, and it's like the rarest thing in the NFL. And it has to do with, I tried to follow it, but I got distracted because I was watching the Packer game, and I don't know why I was on my phone. And
was it on AOL?
No, it's not on AOL. Thanks, please.
A 1-point safety?
Yeah. So
hold on, Brian, am I right?
He's right.
Can you say it one more time?
It's never happened. It almost did, and it was the Bills. So according to the NFL scoring rules, under Section 11-3-2-C.
Hold on, Brian. Would you just please say that one more time? I was right.
You were right.
There's a thing, and it has to be a drop kick. And Brian, explain it to me. In fact, or let me see if you can send me a video on it, because I think it happened, Brian, in 1970.
No, it's never happened.
Yeah,
it's never happened. But what the 4-point touchdown has,
it almost did. The rare 1-point safety is awarded when a safety occurs by either team during a try or a point after try, such as a 2-point conversion or extra point attempt. When the Patriots lined up for a 2-point conversion following James White's 1-yard rushing touchdown, Tom Brady's pass to Cordell Patterson was intercepted by Bills linebacker Julian Stanford. When Stanford started to bring the ball out of the end zone, he fumbled the ball before crossing the goal line, and it was recovered by Buffalo in the end zone. Now, if he had crossed and fumbled back, then Buffalo recovered possession of the ball back inside their own end zone, it would have been ruled a safety, and New England would have been awarded a single point. That is the 1-point safety.
Yeah, and it exists. And Brian, I bet you up until my dumb ass just brought it up, I could have won a bet with you saying, "Hey, there's a way that you can get a 1-point safety in the NFL." You would have said, "No way." I know football forwards and backwards, and Seth, you thought it wasn't.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I mean, if it's never happened, I mean...
I know on stuff like this, Bubba, not to question you, because in fuzzy time, you do pick up some stuff that...
No.
But if it was...
But Seth,
if it was a picture, I question.
But Seth, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it's not on the rule books that it is a thing.
Why? No, I'm just saying, if you're going into your local saloon and you're putting your deed down and you're going, "Hey, guys, hey, fellas, you hear about the 1-point safety?" I don't know if everybody's gathering around to hear. I think you're
going to win a lot of money, and you're going to put your penis back in your pants.
I sent you a video of when it happened.
Yeah, in 1944.
Well, no, it happened in college 12 years ago.
I thought
the Loch Ness Monster also did a coin toss back in '72 at the Orange Bowl.
Is this the 2004 game or the 2013 game?
And Bigfoot, also is the halftime entertainment too.
That's right. He's coming out with Bad Bunny.
That might be something that could save the deal. All right, so Lummy, this is an example of what a 1-point safety is.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
All right, so at this point, Brian, it's Oregon and Kansas State.
Yes, the 2013 Fiesta Bowl.
And it looks like it's Oregon gonna kick a 1-point point PAT.
Yep.
Point after touchdown.
That took only 2:26.
And the the 2001
13.
2013 Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
Ran back into the end zone.
Oh, so it's all about the ball being recovered in play and being taken into the end zone and the guy tackled in the end zone.
But it only occurred during a point after attempt or a 2-point conversion attempt.
And so no further damage.
So let's see if the announcers even know about it now.
If you have never seen this before.
Hold on. Even the announcers never seen it before. There's a lot of guys watching and listening to the show right now. They're going to use this on the job site.
That's right.
as a brain teaser.
Here's another look at the.
I mean, if you walked up to your guy and be like, "Hey, man, you think is there a 1-point safety in football?" They're like, "No, safeties are 2." Nuh-uh. There's a 1-point. There's a play in which if he had not gone into the end zone and just kneeled at the 2 or whatever the hell, got tackled right there before, but it's going into the end zone that's the culprit, is it not? Kansas.
Wow.
Is that guy still alive?
Bill Snyder?
Yeah.
Never happens again to me. I'm retiring.
Of course, Oregon gets the point. You came out of the end. I mean, they went back into the end zone. It's a change of possession on that, and a recovery in the end zone.
Hi, who's this? You're on the air.
Bill
Go ahead.
Snyder is still alive.
Hey, Bubba, Scoop from Louisiana.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, but when you was on Q102 in Philly.
Yep, back in
remember,
like April 1st, 1990 to April, May, July of 1990. I was there for 3 months, got fired.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Well, I don't know if you remember Pierre Robert, who was on WMMR. He followed the ass clown, John DeBella.
He was the midday guy that followed DeBella on MMR.
Right. Yeah, well, he was one of the good guys like you, and he just happened to pass away, and I didn't know if you remembered him or not.
I had met him one time at a Philadelphia radio get-together for all the stations. I'd just in passing. I'd met him one time, so I could say that I probably, knew him somewhat. But he was the midday guy. He really didn't get to talk a lot. He was just played a bunch of rock, classic rock records. And John DeBella was the big superstar. And at that point, and when I was there in 90, that's when Stern got piped in. And it was the first time that Howard beat John DeBella. And he had the John DeBella funeral right outside John DeBella's studios. And I attended that on behalf of my radio station.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, Pierre, I know he was in radio for 45 years at WMMR. And I know you got it close to 40 years yourself. So I was just seeing if you recalled him, and, rest in peace, Pierre.
Appreciate your call, bud. Thanks.
All right.
Continuing right on before I go into words, this is what scares the hell out of me.
Jameis Winston?
The Packers play the Giants in New York this Sunday. The Giants are 2-7, 2-8.
Just fired their coach. They're announcing that
Jameis Winston is going to be the starter for the game. Here's the thing that scares me about Jameis Winston. One, he's not a rookie. You can't rattle him that bad, and he's either going to throw 4 picks or four touchdowns. One of the two.
He'll do both.
Yeah, he can do both too. Yeah.
And so, to me, man, I think that I don't know, man. Unless Micah Parsons and Rashad Gary can get to him. I mean, does he have very good scrambling ability?
Yeah, and he'll get with the Giants firing their coach. In my opinion, they'll rally around him. So the Giants are going to come out pretty strong.
Yeah. Now,
if the Packers don't rally around their ass kicking for Monday night, then you can count their season over.
I think Matt LaFleur gets fired.
Whoa!
If they lose to the Giants,
no,
I really do.
No,
you don't think so?
No.
He's too good of a coach.
You guys have an elite defense. I mean, you just got to figure it out on offense.
I want fans to know that I'm going to do my best. Obviously,
I'm going to eat W's and throw picks.
I'm going to have fun, but I'm going to execute.
God, how long has he been in the league?
2017, 18?
15?
15?
Yeah, 15.
That
yeah.
long? Wow.
10 years.
He's an old man.
He's only 31.
He's an old man.
I think he still has a place in Tampa.
He does.
Yeah, he's on Bayshore, I think. Yeah.
No. I think he's
Like
up
Oldsmar or
No, I
something?
think he's off like Lutz Lake Fern Road.
Oh,
like,
that's right. Didn't he? He sold and moved, right?
He's up in Pasco.
He's up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Pasco now.
Well, Pasco Hernandez, they're Hillsborough. That, like you said,
like
Lake
near my
Fern.
sister.
Yeah.
Have a surgical execution, and just play ball, man. Like this.
I mean, Brian, he's made a lot of money in the league, has he not? I mean, can you Google Jameis Winston's career earnings? I bet you he's over $70 million.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he might be $100 million guy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
76 million.
76 million in the league.
Been 4 years old, and I just get to do it in the greatest city in the world. I'm gonna be saying it with my son. It's the greatest city in the world. Yeah, that's a Hamilton reference if y'all don't know. Yeah, 10-year reunion.
What do you want fans to know about?
Man, he is goofy like a bitch.
He is.
Is he not?
Yeah.
So the big news, two big things. The government finally came to an agreement to extend to stop the shutdown, and now we have till January 30th for them to find out what of all issues that they have.
Not all issues. They did some stuff in this one to ensure that certain things won't be interrupted, even if they can't come to an agreement by January 30th.
Like air traffic controllers?
Like SNAP benefits will be extended. So there's certain...
I think Obamacare makes it another year.
Security for the Congress people and the Supreme Court got extended so that if there's a government shutdown, they don't have funding issues with their security.
And now, Brian, because it's tough to get an unbiased the unbiased truth here, and the Republicans are like, listen, all we're trying to do is get an extension. We want to get an extension till January 30th. That's all we're voting for. And meanwhile, the Democrats, are saying we want to. There's a lot more than just that in what we're voting for, and we're gonna draw a hard line and not budge. At the end of the day, it looks like there were 6 to 8 Democrat,
eight in the Senate. So the issue here.
What was the actual issue?
So the sticking point on this, and you can feel however you want about the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, but there are subsidies that the government pays as part of the Affordable Care Act to make the health insurance quote unquote affordable, even though it's not. The system's not great. I get that. But it's the system we have in place right now. And so what will happen is on January 1st, when those subsidies expire, the rates for a lot of people for health insurance can double and triple per month because that subsidy is gone. Okay? So it is kind of a misnomer because the care is not affordable. However, there are good things about the Affordable Care Act that need protecting, like the fact that pre-existing conditions are required to be covered by health insurance. A lot of people forget that before, we'll call it Obamacare, the ACA, a insurance company, if you switched jobs and needed to get a new policy and you had, let's say, cancer, or your wife had cancer, the new insurance company could refuse to cover any pre-existing condition that you had in order to give you coverage, which essentially was not having coverage. So a lot of people were trapped in jobs and couldn't, move, couldn't change their lives in any way because out of fear of switching to a new health plan would cost them their coverage. The ACA took care of that. That's one of the few good things about the ACA.
The Republicans that were screaming, they don't have a problem with the Obama, care.
No, they have a huge problem with Obamacare. Trump wants it gone.
I know. Hold on. But the main sticking point that they had, and I'm asking you this in question form, is this true or not? The Republicans were saying the main problem they had was it called ACA?
ACA, the Affordable Care Act.
The major problem they had with the Affordable Care Act, better known as Obamacare, was the fact that illegal immigrants are afforded it, and they wanted to get the illegal immigrants off of the ACA.
But it's not true.
So that's why I'm asking. Is that not true?
That's not true. Illegal immigrants get care at ERs, okay? Because we don't want people dying in our streets, and the ER doesn't check your immigration status before providing you emergency health care in the hospital.
So immigrants weren't afforded, a monthly credit or a monthly whatever. They didn't get monthly health care. That's a misnomer, and
definitely not through the marketplace,
not through ACA.
No.
So the bill, I guess it was 8. Was it 8 Democrats flipped? And we're open till January 30th. Now, are we going to go till January 30th, and there's still going to be none of this stuff resolved, and it's just going to be another crap sandwich that continues on? Or have they actually made some progress, some bipartisan progress, so that they can get this resolved?
So the 8 Democrats that flipped in the Senate did so under a promise from the Senate Republicans that they would allow a vote on extending the ACA subsidies. Whether or not that happens remains to be seen. I mean, one proponent for extending that came out and spoke heavily and actually supported the Democrats essentially in their fight
was
on
Rand
this.
Paul.
Well, Rand Paul's anti-government spending, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, her own children are covered by the Affordable Care Act, and they got their renewals if the subsidy goes away, and it's going to triple their premiums. Triple. I mean, this is.
So hold on. Even though it didn't get thrown, it's still, the ACA is still in effect. People's premiums still tripled.
No, they're going to triple when the subsidy goes away.
Oh, okay.
So she was like, "Look, we can't do." And I will agree fully with everybody. The ACA is not a great system. It's not perfect. Okay, we can improve it as a country.
We can
absolutely.
I mean, is the premise of it good?
Yes, there are things about it that are good. It eliminates risk from the equation. So what it does is it spreads the risk out amongst everybody. It is the problem with the ACA is it tries to be a universal system in a privatized way, and that results in it being very expensive still. They got to come up with another idea for it in this country.
Well, here's the thing.
Trump's been talking about it for 6 years. For 6 years, for 5 years, he's been president.
Don't you think fundamentally, though, fundamentally the root of the problem are the healthcare companies? And the profits that they make and how much they gouge, whether you're on ACA or you're on through your business or you buy your own health insurance. The problem is healthcare insurance for a guy like me is $1,700 a month. Yeah. That's the problem.
If you're getting it through the ACA, you're potentially looking at $3,400 to $5,000 a month. If you're in the marketplace.
That's the problem in itself, is the price point of what healthcare insurance costs. And we've got to, I don't know, don't we have anti-gouging laws within our country, or are private sector businesses allowed to make as much as they can? You know what I'm saying? Can the government step in and regulate the healthcare industry? Not to the point of giving you free healthcare, but to keep these people, the one guy got murdered because of it. The one CEO of United got murdered
in
because
a world full of Marios. Be a Luigi.
But you know what? I think we'll go into words with that one. Thanks.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Probably got them all furious.
Thumbs Bass basement 62 months. Thank you. Here.
Oh, well, everybody's leaving. I'll stick around and talk to you bums in chat. How we doing, everybody? $2 from Dirt Merchant. How you doing, man? What's up, everybody? No, the problem, I mean, the issue with health insurance companies, especially United, if we ever had a full-scale federal investigation of them and they got into their emails, they would all go to prison. What's the saying? Deny, delay, and then there's like something else in there. Defend. Deny, delay, defend. And that's in emails, and directives, which is to deny valid claims. In fact, they get audited, and at certain companies, it's been shown, and there's been whistleblowers on this, that if they don't deny a certain amount of health insurance claims, they lose their job. They have to deny 20% because that's what the health insurance companies tell them to do. Delay, well, once you get a denial, it triggers this long period of appeals and complicated process of appeal that a lot of people fail to navigate that system. So now they've gotten denied. They've got to appeal. If they make one misstep through that process, contractually, their appeal is invalid. And then, if they continue to deny it, you have to sue them. And guess what happens to somebody with stage 4 cancer that needs emergency care and treatment? They don't live as long. So when they die and pass away, the lawsuit's gone. It's a dirty fucking game.
It's a bad game.
Insurance companies are the worst. That's why I've spent my entire career fighting them. And I will never, ever work for them. Ever. They're a mafia organization. Just legitimized by shareholders and CEOs.
And every one of them turns billions of dollars of profit.
It's out of control.
You look at United, look at fucking Florida Blue or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. Gross profits in 2024 of $90 billion for United. $90 billion. That's why people who are like for universal health care coverage, like a Medicare for all type system, the argument for that is that you take away...
Hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up.
You take away the profit element of health insurance and health care. And I know, we won't be able to get doctors, we won't be able to get nurses. We can do things, we can subsidize that.
My sister will find it.
But if you look at it, and look at our system and say, it's working great, you're out of your mind. But we need something to replace it. You cannot just repeal Obamacare and not have a plan in place. And that's my problem. One of my problems with Trump.
And it's going to take a while to get that all dialed in.
Oh, it's a fucking logistical nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, to come up with something that everybody will agree on.
My idea was to come up with 4 3-year trial programs and run them throughout the country. And then see.
Is your home looking a little weathered? Transform your home's curb appeal with durable, beautiful fiber cement and vinyl siding from Morgan Exteriors. For a limited time, get 35% off your entire siding project. Enjoy long-lasting, low-maintenance protection with siding built to stand up to Florida's toughest storms, heat, and humidity. Don't wait. Visit MorganExteriorsInc.com today to schedule your free consultation and lock in your 35% off savings. Morgan Exteriors, making Florida homes stronger and more energy efficient for over 30 years.
Listener-supported Sponge, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Listener-supported via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now returns.
When we started today, we were only 250 YouTube subs away from our next threshold. I know there's, I don't know, out of the 1,300 that are on right now, there's at least probably 250 that are not subscribed to the channel. And I'm not talking about a membership that costs $4.99 that allows you some behind-the-scenes type stuff. I'm a
Shack Food Radio, $20.
Is that Gentry?
Yes, it is. Thomas
Gentry.
I got your contract. I'm going to be looking at it.
Text me, Gentry.
So I know there's 250 of you out there that all you need to do is hit the notification and join button on our YouTube channel. It costs you nothing, my friend, and it does a lot for us. Thank you. Also, the thumbs up. We've not hit 1,000. Now, we got close a couple times, but and I think it was like 10:59:50, but we've never not hit 1,000. Gene Lasker smokes. He smokes 1,000 by usually 8 o'clock. Brian's probably second, and quick to the 1,000 thumbs up threshold.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the last penny our United States Mint or Treasury Department or whoever makes our money. Yesterday, the last penny that our government will ever make was made yesterday. We're no longer making pennies.
Is this racist that it's the only brown coin we're getting rid of?
It's copper.
It's not even copper.
I know. It's not since like 1980 something?
Yeah, 80. I think it might have been 86. Might have been the last year that it was actually copper.
Would you dispute that it has a color? A hue, perhaps?
I would, yeah. I think with everything being digital and... Now, will this
1982.
Nobody ever needed a penny. Nobody ever needed a penny. In life, nobody ever needed a penny.
Mushroom Mitch says $25 for Brian's deep cuts. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, The Bubba Army. We don't need pennies.
Take a penny, need a penny.
I mean, now, will that make, like, pennies? Will people start now, Brian, hoarding pennies now because they don't make them anymore and, you know, they're supposedly might be worth something, I don't know, 100 years from now?
I don't know.
Brian and I have been loading up on 1957 rare pennies, Bubba, for the last 2 years.
Wheat pennies?
We're ready, yes. We've been ready for this.
Let me look up the year that they switched from the wheat penny to the whatever's on the back.
Lincoln Memorial.
Lincoln Memorial penny. Now, I think wheat pennies...
Or no, it's Monticello, right? It's Jefferson's thing on the back?
But I think wheat pennies might have some value. There are pennies that are very valuable.
Coins are a big deal. Coins get sold on eBay as much as anything else does.
Yeah.
1959.
1959 was the last time that was a wheat penny.
So there's a Lincoln penny 1982 and 1982 D transitional that apparently is worth some money. People sell those for a lot. You have the 1970 S small date Lincoln penny. I guess one of the dates was printed, the year was printed smaller.
See, coins are worth more when there's a mess up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
errors.
Yeah, like striking errors or, you know, the mint was, the 7 was a little off one day because of whatever. That's when they're worth a lot. Here's
everybody. This is the last one.
So I guess I think they're going to put the last one in the Smithsonian. This was the last penny ever struck.
They should throw it in a wishing well.
Any final words for the penny?
They should bury it at sea with Osama bin Laden.
Bless America. Yes, God bless America, and we're going to save the taxpayers $56 million.
So they're saying that we're going to save the taxpayers $56 million on not making pennies anymore.
It could have started a few years ago. We would have probably been okay.
Yeah.
So the most valuable penny is worth over $2 million.
Okay.
It's from 1943.
Mm-hmm.
It's made of copper. When they, because of the war, were switching over to steel. And there was only one known to exist printed at the Denver Mint. So the 1943 D is a one of a kind, and it's in uncirculated condition, worth $2.4 million.
I mean, does somebody got it?
I don't know.
The last one. 3, 2, 1.
That was kind of underwhelming.
That was completely underwhelming.
Well, let's see if the guy goes in there and grabs it and shows everybody. All right, he's got gloves on. All right, here we go. Let's go in there to the striking machine, the press, if you will. Everybody stand back. Everybody stand back. I'm grabbing a penny.
Wow.
Everybody stand back. I'm grabbing the last penny known to man.
Don't matter.
Oh, it cut off. I can think that's
This
how.
is like the last Cheeto. Like it's so insignificant.
I know, but if you think about it, like when's the last time our government didn't make a piece of money? Like when's the last
Did
time
they stop making the $2 bill?
No, they still make the $2.
Yeah.
I think they still make the $2 bill. I think they used to make $1,000 bill.
They did. I think you had $500 bill.
Did they have $1 million bill at one
Yeah,
point?
and $500.
Yeah, I mean, like those are probably worth tons of money. They had, I think, at one time, I think, like in the '60s, they stopped making $1,000 bills. I'd love to have a $1,000 bill, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably spend it.
So just because they're not making pennies anymore doesn't mean there's not going to be pennies. Because people are like, what if something costs, $10.01? I'm like, there's still pennies. They're not collecting them and throwing them away.
Well, the retailers have said some retailers have gone away from pennies anyways, and they'll just round up or down.
Either 5 or 0.
Yeah.
I think Walmart's one of them where everything's either a 5 or a 0.
With tax and everything, you still can get pennies involved, but 0, 1, 2 gets rounded down, 3, 4 gets rounded up. So 1, 2 gets rounded down to 0, 3, 4 gets rounded up, and if you have enough transactions, then it will eventually balance out.
The United States in an attempt to extort American taxpayers for hundreds of billions of dollars for illegal aliens and people that came into our country illegally, from gangs, from prisons, from mental institutions. They wanted to pay them $1.5 trillion.
Now, Brian, is this true?
No.
So he's saying that the reason why
come on.
No, Brian will be honest. Brian will be 100% honest.
It's not true. It was not 1.5 trillion going to illegals. It provides health insurance when they go to ERs. They cannot.
Dan, that's one thing you and Dan agree on, because Dan said, listen, the Obamacare is not for immigrants, but immigrants will never be turned down when they go to an emergency room because we don't let people die in the emergency room. We take care of them.
We don't check your status. We don't care.
That's how immigrants get health care when they go to an emergency room. Even Dan said that. He's like, it's not part of the Obama Affordable Care Act. It is the fact that immigrants, anybody for that matter, a homeless person, an illegal immigrant can walk into an emergency room with a gunshot wound, and they're not going to let you die. I think they're going to try. I think they're going to try to save you. Maybe now,
if you got organ donor on your license,
now, if you got an organ donor with American Blue Cross Blue Shield,
Will they just ignore you till you die in the waiting room? If you're an organ donor?
I know, but if you got good insurance, man, they'll go to town on you.
Yeah.
They'll take you every test known to man.
Oh, they dusted off machines to come do Gene because of his insurance.
Gene told him, hey, let me tell you something. I got the best insurance there is. Every machine you got, hook me up to it.
Aliens and people that came into our country illegally, from gangs, from prisons, from mental institutions. They wanted to pay them $1.5 trillion, which would have really hurt our healthcare businesses and our recipients.
I don't think our healthcare businesses are hurting very bad right now. Brian, I think during the hot mic said that the healthcare industry made 90.
No, just United Healthcare.
Just United Healthcare made 90
billion.
90 billion
in profit the last 2 years. So the last 2 years, $180 billion in profit, not counting fiscal year 2025.
You don't think the government needs to step in and say you are gouging the American public and this has to stop?
Yes, they do.
At levels never seen before.
I mean, when a hurricane comes and you have your little convenience store and you're selling, cases of water for $42, they come and arrest you, don't they, Brian, for gouging?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, same thing.
Yeah, declare a national health care state of emergency.
Right. And say, listen, you're charging this guy $1,800 a month for health care when he should be charging him $450 a month.
Today, we're sending a clear message that we will never give in to extortion, because that's what it was. They tried to extort. The Democrats tried to extort our country. In just a moment, I'll sign a bill exactly like we asked Democrats to send us all along, many days ago. This cost the country $1.5 trillion, this little excursion that they took us on.
That's Trump's little mini press conference on the government shutdown ending. Here is, I think.
Let's bring in Georgia Congressman Rich McCormick. Congressman, good morning to you. On the scheduling front, can we expect the government to?
What are you going to the prom there, Rick?
What the hell?
What the hell? I mean, the only person. I mean, nobody. I mean, bow ties are tough to pull off. Although, Brian, I've seen you pull off a bow tie.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have a fat face.
Officially reopen tomorrow.
I sure hope so. I'm looking forward to getting back to work and actually doing the people's will. I'm excited about it, and it's about time.
Okay, so one unnamed House Democrat characterized the deal this way. I feel like Republicans took our first and second born child, and we got a bunt cake in return. So a lot of Democrats are unhappy that their fight over health care is over for now. What are your reflections on the past 40-plus days and anything we can take away from this?
Well, it really worries me that the American people get the wrong message. I want to make sure that everybody realizes this is unprecedented. This has never been done in the history of America, where they actually shut down the government over a clean CR, something the Democrats had had actually agreed on historically on funding at their COVID levels, something they voted for, something they also realized would not be permanent. They could never get this when they're in the majority, and they wanted to get this in the minority. If we gave in to them, this would change the way we did government forever, that you could rule from the minority. It's absolutely absurd. I'm glad we're past it. I hope it never happens again. I don't want to get rid of the closure vote, but what I would like to see is when we do something like this, if they do shut down the government again, that we fund the military, that we fund people who are actually working.
I think we should pass legislation, Brian, like a kicker deal. You know, remember when the states had anti-abortion kickers where if Roe v. Wade ever got turned over, then they automatically went to like zero tolerance abortions. And then they all had to go like Kansas and Nebraska. It went to referendum, then the next referendum, the next, vote that they had. And every one of those states wanted abortion in some case, in some way, shape, or form. Maybe some was whittled down as late as, as early as 6 weeks, and some that went to, like second term. But like they have these, kicker laws and stuff like that. And I think that we should come up with, bipartisan legislation that has the Republicans and the Democrats say that if indeed we ever stop, how many times has this happened in our lifetime? Maybe 10?
What?
If the government shut down.
Oh, yeah, probably around 10, 15.
Yeah, so 10, 15 times we've had this big, who's got the bigger D, who's got the majority, who's got the more votes. It's just
21 times the government is shut down.
21 times, but how many times in our lifetime?
76 to 2019, yeah. So all of those were during your lifetime, old man.
Everybody in this room was born in 76.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what year were you born in?
82.
Oh.
Boomer. Lummy was born in 83. 84. Seth was born in 82. You're the only old head in this room.
Well, if you can do a better job, come on back.
Oh, that's where you go? That's where you go to?
I mean, yeah. The old timer can still pull one out, buddy.
Well, I can be born in the 70s if you want me to be.
Yeah.
So anyway. There's nothing upset. You've seen something historical. You've seen every government shutdown.
I've seen more than you guys have seen.
That's true.
And here's the deal. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely on both sides of the fence. It's who's got the big sling and D, who's got the leverage, who can posture, who can get what they want. It's never ever a bipartisan agreement. It's never friendly. It's always about politics. And I think there should be maybe even an amendment to our Constitution, where an amendment to our Constitution where I don't know what the next amendment would be. What are we up to now? Like 26, something like that. How many amendments do we have to our Constitution?
Sounds about right.
Hey, Alexa. Good morning. Good morning, Alexa. Alexa, hello.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
You can. Hey, Alexa, how many?
25 currently.
I was close.
25 functioning, but there have been 27 ratified.
From slashgear.com. A 2025 Audi A5 starts at just above $50,000.
Oh, no, that's nothing I can afford. Get the hell out of here.
Alexa Plus is free during early access.
Alexa, shut up.
Boy,
Thanks.
she's really just turned into a whore, dude.
She's like, what's next? She gonna start begging for Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App?
Yeah, Bubba, I think you might have to smash her and get, do a Siri deal or something.
But we should have, an amendment to our Constitution, whereas if our government goes into a governmental shutdown, that there are sections of our government that stays funded, and you set aside however many billions.
They don't even need an amendment. They just need to pass a law in Congress about it. But they are doing nothing. We've gotten to this absurd point where neither side wants to agree to anything. If one side wants it, it's the devil. Even if it's good for the American people in the moment. Now, look, you can hate Obamacare all you want. Where is the alternative?
Oh, I don't hate it. I'm just saying, like,
no, it sucks. What
I'm saying is
it sucks. It's a giveaway to the health insurance companies for the most part.
I would hate it more if they had something that was better that they were not trying or open to try. If they had spent, I don't know how many years in developing something that was better for America, but they don't have. You have to almost keep the Affordable Care Act because they've not given us an alternative.
Well, Donald Trump's been talking about it. Big, beautiful plan. It's going to be the most amazing. I need 2 more weeks. I need 2 more weeks. I need 2 more weeks.
Great.
At some point, he's got to be held accountable for his failure in leadership to come up with something.
The first thing we need to have a bill in Congress, where however you do this, that governmental shutdowns can happen, but the air traffic controllers, SNAP benefits, the military.
So what are we doing? Just shutting down national parks? That's it? When the government shuts down? Yosemite's closed, but everything else is open? You named like 80% of government spending right there.
The Statue of Liberty's been shut down and nobody seems to care.
People who don't work, fine. Go home and don't get paid until you come back to work. But everybody's going to get paid. We know this already. So let's quit playing games and do the people's work.
I think you nailed the most important point of all of this. The Democrats had no leverage. You had a president who was not budging. You had a Republican Senate that was not budging. And so this was going to happen one way or another.
Damn, look at old girl blonde. Whew. Hot.
Another. Thank goodness for the
Fox. Going back to the Roger Ailes days, Fox always has. Like, have you seen Tommy Lauren lately, Lummy?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
They know how to recruit him.
God.
What about how handsome the guy is with the bow tie?
Oh, yeah. Whatever. That guy is John.
He's a congressman.
John
from Georgia.
Stewart, dark match. He's John Stewart on growth.
Rather than later. Want to get
John Stewart on peptides.
Your thoughts on this, because today is, of course, Veterans Day. You are a Marine Corps helicopter pilot, Navy commander as well. What is your message on this Veterans Day, Congressman?
Well, first of all, thanks to all those who have served. It's about 5.5% of all the American population has served at one time or another. Less than one.
I didn't want to quite end it when he was giving homage to the
veterans,
to the vets.
Brian.
So I was gonna. I was gonna cut it after he gave homage to the vets. And
we got to show. We're in the entertainment business,
is actually active duty. I was with my fellow Marine Corps brethren last night. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm still dressed as. In Tun Tavern, Philadelphia, is where we were born 250 years ago. That brotherhood is still.
All right, there you go. There you go. Happy Veterans Day 2 days ago.
That guy leaves the bow tie on when he has sex.
Hello, who's this? Yes, you're on the air.
Hey, Bubba.
Yes.
Hey, good morning, Bubba. Hey, great show. Love you guys. We're up in Destin, Florida.
Florida Man Radio, and now the infamous and very talented Don Miller follows us now, and man, he's a great listen. Then, of course, the infamous Shannon Burke, Florida Man Radio. Whether you're in Fort Walton Beach on 103.1 or whether you're at 101.1 in Panama City, we appreciate you listening.
Absolutely.
We've got the hosts that help drive the Emerald Coast.
So what do you got for me, buddy?
So, quick point. So you were saying make an amendment, to keep some of the government, the most valuable part of the government, most essential, funded. And here's the point. Perfect way to do that. Anytime the government shuts down, whether you're Republican or Democrat, if you shut down the government, you don't get paid. I own my own business. I know you do. If we don't work, we don't collect a paycheck. We don't have health benefits. But these guys get to fly home, go to their home state, and, it's just business as usual for them. So I think one way that would probably end this a little bit faster, if they're not getting paid, they'll probably come to the table and agree pretty quickly.
I think the problem is we don't have congressmen or senators that are willing to talk talk sensibly to each other and come up with resolve that will, and then we end up in big pissing matches like this, and who's got more leverage, who's got more votes. And at the end of the day, it's the American people that suffer because politically there's no more. You can't work with the other party now. It's they're the bad guy. They're the enemies. They're retarded. They're stupid.
The devil.
They're the devil.
Nazis. All this name calling.
It's ridiculous. It's absolute. That's where that's where our mindset needs to change.
Absolutely. No, it's crazy. And the only people that can vote that into law are the very people that it'll affect. So you'll never see that come.
Exactly. Appreciate your call, my friend. Stephen A. Smith was on Cuomo last night.
Cuomo it's a little thing they do.
And Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah,
does Bill O'Reilly and Stephen A. Smith is this a weekly appearance on the Cuomo show?
Yes.
All right, so this isn't a one-off. They do this often.
It's kind of like how remember when Tucker used to do it with what was it the Cajun guy.
James Carville.
Oh, James Carville, yeah. It was called Crossfire.
Crossfire. The liberal, the Republican kind of go back and forth.
Cuomo pulls this off?
Yeah.
He gets these two. He gets Stephen A. Smith to participate?
Yep.
Jesus. I mean,
He'll go on any show.
That's he will?
Any political show, yeah.
Stephen A.?
Anything to show that he can talk about more than sports.
Great, which he can. We'll do that next. Hold on.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Political entertainers. They're grifters. They get everybody gummed up, chummed up, and for what? To keep us divided and distracted.
Well, good morning, Bulldog Tommy.
Can you see Stephen A. Smith trying to get out of sports and be a
distract, divide, defraud. That's what the government
Well, he's
does.
got his political show podcast that he does a daily now.
So he's already trying to get out of this, or at least not be pigeonholed as only a sports guy.
Yeah, he does it like the sports in the morning, and then he does the political stuff in the evening.
How's his political stuff?
Oh, the president was lying about the Democrats trying to give $1.5 trillion to illegals. So, I wasn't wrong about that. And that's not me denying. I'm not calling anybody a name. I'm not getting everybody all worked up. I'm just calling out a factually inaccurate statement.
So are these your lib talking points?
Yeah, because I'm so fucking blue. Oh, my God.
I can say that.
I know.
Abo Diablo.
You know how I know I'm blue? You know I'm blue because I wear all that lib merchandise, right? The hats, the shirts. That's how you know I'm brainwashed.
Come on, that Gavin Newsom shirt with Hogan and Kid Rock and Tucker Carlson's pretty funny. Come on.
Vegas.
Get one of those.
Las Vegas Mario 25.
Political banter. It's what makes this country great. It's just
really $2. Thank you.
a little crush.
Hey, Lummy.
Yes, sir.
Tell Gary to drop everything that he's doing to get this podcast I'm doing today.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's his priority.
Yeah, I sent him all the.
Thank you for being on top of that. I figured you were.
Yeah, we're gonna try to watch it, listen to it live too. Have little timestamps and spots already, be able to cut it up once it's done.
Oh, so as he's listening to it, he'll be able to take notes.
Yeah,
okay.
We're gonna do remote in, kind of trying to take notes for it.
Okay. Thank you.
That's naughty.
How are we doing on supplies? We good?
Yeah.
Probably need some more soft sleeves, but I got some.
I got another 100 at home, or 200 at home. So
We should have enough. We should definitely have enough top loaders to get us to the next break for sure.
All right.
We have 9 teams left.
We're down to 9?
Yeah.
Get in, people. Somebody get those Bears. So the cool thing about this break is we've got 2 hobbies from 2024 and 2 hobbies from 2025. So you got a chance at autographs from all the big rookies, cards from all the big rookies for the last 2 years. Caleb, Nix, McCarthy, Sanders, Hunter, Ward, Jackson Dart, Scattaboo. I got into a break last night, Seth. It was a Donruss blaster with a Phoenix Hobby kicker. I fell asleep before it finished. But second blaster, Jackson Dart downtown.
You had it?
No.
Oh.
$1,700 card though.
You pulled a $1,700 card?
No. I was watching a break last night and they pulled it. I didn't have the Giants. The Giants were already sold when I got there.
A downtown out of a blaster is an act of God.
Well, with a full case of blasters, you got a chance. There's 20 blasters.
No, I know, but I'm saying like they could throw in like say like a Matt Stafford or somebody, but to give you like a top.
Oh yeah, I was
one.
banking. I had bought the Lions, the Bengals, the Steelers.
Did you get anything out of Phoenix?
I fell asleep.
Oh, you haven't checked yet?
It was late. I'll find out when it is.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Today I got a podcast, a one-on-one from the guy, Jonathan Hay. I think he's a local guy, and he's one of the John Does that's suing P. Diddy for, in what I've read, some pretty salacious allegations. And I think
the Blizzard is being preempted today.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for that, guy.
No, it's okay.
I mean,
this guy had a some sort of negative sexual interaction with Diddy. I mean, that's anything better than we got.
Yeah. Possibly a lot
It's going to be a
other
short
rappers.
blizzard next week too, because I've got the Great American Teach-In at my daughter's school.
I thought that was yesterday.
What?
Oh, Seth, I meant to ask.
Thursday.
Seth, I meant to ask you.
Yeah.
I have to be gone. I was originally going to. Was it Lummy the 11th and 12th or 10th and 11th?
11th and 12th, I thought.
11th and 12th of December, a Thursday, Friday. Would you be available to host the show?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That way we don't have to take it off, because when we take it off, it just kills the momentum. It just kills the dollars. It just kills everything. So
Thursday and Friday will be great.
Yeah, I'll have you'll have Brian on the 11th, and then you'll have Lasker. If you want Lasker. Now I can bring in...
I want Lasker? I want Lasker and Tuttle.
Oh, supposedly, Lummy.
boy, yeah.
It's been, I think you asked me.
Yes.
And I don't know if I should be saying this or not, but Tuttle reached out to Lummy to get a hold of me to want to know if Lasker's inbounds. Lasker was very critical of Tuttle's podcast yesterday. Of the Loner and Stoner podcast, and he was, let me tell you something, it's the worst thing I've ever had. It made me want to poke my face, oh my God, I feel bad for you, Bubba. They're bringing the brand down. Like, he was very critical.
Whoa.
Very critical.
Oh, he said that it should get thrown off the network because it's an embarrassment to what you've done in your career.
Yeah, he pulled no punches. So Tuttle, God bless his little soul, wants to know, do I have to sit here and take that? Or can I fight back? And I told him he can fight back, but I gave some rules of fighting back.
Yeah.
Just because I know what will set Gene off, and I don't want him to shoot Tuttle.
But there's no rules. there's no rules when it comes to Tuttle. Tuttle killing himself, Tuttle's teeth, Tuttle's addiction, like everything.
His podcast is bringing down your network, and it's besmirching your great radio career.
So you guys, okay, so just let me tell you the rules. And I think you guys will agree that these are necessary and not out of line or not. You have to realize I have to deal with both of them, okay? And I want Tuttle to be able to defend himself on Gene saying very hurtful things about their ability. But I did say here's some areas that Tuttle cannot go to. You can't go that Gene had a disabled daughter.
No, who would do that?
No, but listen, Brian.
Tuttle would not do that.
Brian, if I don't lay it out and then it gets said, then I didn't lay it out. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Tuttle, you don't know Tuttle, man. When he gets mad, he goes deep. He goes deep to the point where he'll get himself fired to make a point. So
yeah, there's a reason Shannon Burke still hates him.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Even though Tuttle's been on bended knee and for off, like he's so very sorry. But when Tuttle cuts, he cuts deep. So I don't think that
it's fair to lay that out. I agree that I don't think Tuttle would go there even in his deepest darkest moment.
I don't either. I agree. I do not think he goes there.
But I think it's fine that you laid it out.
Tuttle's cuts are the deepest.
So hold on, Brian. Let me hear you. Let me just hear you out. Let me just hear me out.
Okay.
I don't think it's unfair. I have to manage this little civil war we have going on, and I don't want to. I want it to be fair. I want Tuttle to cut Gene's ability or lack of ability or his radio chops, and how much he sucks or how good or bad his delivery and or radio mindset just how good of a content creator he is, because I don't think that Gene went personal with regards to anything of Tuttle's appearance or anything like that. He just talked about Tuttle's ability.
And also, I know that that Tuttle reached out to Lummy. Tuttle also reached out to me. And so a Tuttle kind of overall, I think, is just tired of people taking shots at him and him not being able to say anything back.
Well, he can. You just can't say that here are some out of bounds areas that I don't think where the hell that came from. That I don't think anybody will find. I think everybody will actually say, okay, I get it. And I think the majority, I think all of what there's a couple of them Tuttle would go to that I'm going to say are out of bounds. But he wouldn't go to Gene's disabled daughter. I know he wouldn't. But, Brian, I want to go on record by saying it.
Okay.
2, do not, under any circumstances, because you don't know the life of an outlaw biker. You don't know the ode that they take.
Oh, this might be
the oath.
Yeah, the creed and the
they take it very seriously.
Like it's so. Do not, under any circumstances, say anything bad about the outlaw bikers or anything good about the Hells Angels. That could potentially get you killed. I'm just telling you. Don't say anything about him being a biker in any way, shape, or form.
You couldn't stop Tuttle from getting murdered?
No.
Once the hit's out, it's out of his hands.
And I'm not an outlaw. I'm just a radio. I'm Gene's friend. I'm friends.
You're a liaison, though, between the outlaws and the non-outlaws.
And I am a friend. I even know the president of the Outlaws, the guy based out of Jacksonville. I know that. But if you just don't, you just don't. And then Gene, there was one other, I think, wasn't there? Oh yeah,
Yes.
Don't mention his wife Sarah. That's it.
And you said also his what he's going through medically.
Yes. Don't mention his Bell's palsy, Sarah, the outlaw bikers, or his disabled daughter. That's it. You can go anywhere else. Is anything
off limits when you're going after Tuds?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, I do.
That is a good point because people come at him all the time.
And here's what's off limits for Tuttle.
Iggy McGillicuddy, $20.
His parents are both no longer with us, and they were unbelievable. Wayne and I don't know what his wife was. His Wayne Tuttle's mom's name was, but they're great people. They're not in play. Nothing. They're not in play. I think that's about it. With regards to Tuttle is thick-skinned, man. You can't. Tuttle won't.
He's tired of hearing about him trying to kill himself every time he's on the show.
No, okay, let's put that in there then.
And all the abuse he took over the years, I think he wants to move past that.
And I have.
I mean, I've tuned in on Tuttle Days, and pretty much once a show, one of those two subjects comes up.
Is it always by me?
Not always.
All right.
Not always.
And so I will agree. That those are no longer in play. But to Gene's credit, he didn't bring any of those up.
Do we have Gene's comments?
When Gene was talking about the quality of Stoner and Loner, Loner and Stoner, never did he bring up Tuttle's attempted suicide.
Las Vegas Mario 25.
Never did he bring up anything about his parents. Never did he bring up anything. I don't think he brought any of that.
Did he attack him physically at all?
No,
he just
his
attacked.
appearance.
He just said, "Let me tell you something. The show sucks," and so they can tell him how much his appearance on my show sucks.
Well, I'll say this, Bubba. I think the end game, I don't think it's just, Gene and Tuttle going back and forth at each other. I think what Tuttle kind of wants to see, which could be a decent bit, is he wants to see how well Gene could do hosting his own podcast.
That's a good point.
Well, I mean,
that was his major.
I don't know if Gene has that skill set. So Tuttle could make that a huge contention of his argument and cutting back at Gene, saying, "Hey, Gene, if you think you're so, all that, and we suck that bad, then get your big ass off of your lazy ass out of the chair and checking Facebook and seeing what Sarah's writing you, and do a show. Pick a friend." And do a show. You and another guy go out there and do a 50-minute, podcast, and let us then critique it. That's where I see this argument going. I think that would be the healthiest, and that's really what they're arguing about.
Chat seems to be saying that this week's Loner and Stoner was pretty bad. I mean, they're on board with it. It was not their best performance.
Colton called it a one-off, all right? It had a lot of their friends and stuff. I mean, it wasn't like they go, "Hey, our podcast sucked." They just said it was different this week.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, different. They say different. Chat says suck. Gene says suck. So, I mean, Gene's just trying to protect the brand, and as much as they may try to protect the brand, they can challenge Gene to go in there and do his own podcast, and let's hear how good that would be.
Can I tell you
and let them pick that apart?
The most shocking thing, honestly, to me, is I had no idea that Gene knew how to download a podcast.
Me either. Like, that is actually, I'm somewhat proud of him that he is going and listening to the ancillary shows.
It was like no
and
problem.
Not just showing up on Wednesdays and every other Wednesday and every Friday and just phoning it in as the host, but you're actually going out and seeking other Bubba related material and listening to it long form and having an opinion about it.
Well, said he has the automatic download, so anything that pops up on our.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fine. That's great. I mean, listen, to his credit, I didn't hear the Stoner and Loner podcast this week. A
lot of people did, especially after Gene's endorsement yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a great day for the Loner and Stoner brand.
So, Brian.
Yeah, see, already I know how to get the people there.
See, I know how to work. They probably got 500 extra downloads just for me saying it sucks.
Thank Gene Lasker about it.
How about it, Tuttle? Learn how to work, kid.
Cut me my check.
So I don't think the rules that I've set in place are, not. I don't think they're extra stringent. I think they're no-brainers. I don't think Tuttle would go to half of them anyway. But just stick to Gene's ability to be able to host a podcast, and his ability, what you hear on the air, his ability, and much like that's what his whole critique of Stoner and Loner was how he felt their podcasts. He didn't get anything personal at all. Nothing like that. He didn't mention Tuttle's suicide, and I'm going to now make that officially out of bounds. Nobody needs to talk about that anymore.
I sent you the show from yesterday with the timestamp if you did want to play it for Babyface.
Yeah.
Boy, Gene did not hold back at all. You didn't have to really prompt him at all.
Is it here, Lummy?
Yeah, they're covenant reopening.
And it comes out of nowhere, Bubba, right? It was just in the middle of a commercial break, and he just starts going. Did he go, who runs the podcasting?
Yeah. He asked me 40. He ran it. 3:58:45.
Oh, it was very late?
Yeah, it was at the end of the show, last segment.
Oh, okay.
3:58:45?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let me give it to you guys here. Stoner and Loner.
No, they need to be fired.
Tuttle and Colton do a...
Well, they're not allowed to say Bubba the Love Sponge show. Please. Well, we got nothing to do with them. We're just loaning them some equipment, right?
I guess we're loaning them some airtime or some,
Well, that's fine. Everybody needs to learn something in their life, but
you told
these guys are terrible.
What? With this Bell's palsy. What do you...
I mean,
hey, we're not allowed to make fun of that, Bubba.
No, I mean, I can. Tell us what you heard. Tell us.
Just idiocy. They don't say
Idiocy.
Nothing. They just talk for no reason and say nothing and act like idiots. Worse than anything I've ever seen or heard.
And can you any one particular example?
I wanted to take my little podcasting environment that I'm building in my shop. I was going to just knock it all down.
You're going to take it all down?
I started to.
Why?
Because I don't want to be like them.
Brian, doesn't he have such a unbelievable sense of life?
He's amazing. He is a national treasure.
I think
that's how bad I
think the Bells is making him cooler, to be honest.
I really think. I hope he doesn't recover from the Bells.
Oh my God! No. We want Gene to recover.
I kind of like him. I like him. Like it seems like it makes him a little bit meaner. And I like the delivery. You don't hate the game just because you don't like the teams.
I know, but somebody needs to practice with these guys.
I'm not watching NFL ever again because I hate the Packers and the way they performed on Monday Night Football.
Liz in chat says you need to give it another week, Gene. This was just a bad week.
This one was a bad. Yeah,
I just happened to hit it at a bad week.
You might want to put Tuttle and Colton on notice that's saying Lasker. Think bad weeks don't work for me.
Yeah, Colton's listening, so he...
Colton, bad weeks, unpreparedness.
Colton's been around a long time.
He should know what a superior project is.
And if his little, his sidekick is stupid that day, override him and talk over his head and get the show right.
Who was the dumbest of all of them?
Oh, my God, they were all the same.
I gotta. I mean, Gene is going to...
terrible.
They're going to do numbers this week now because of...
they are. They're going to do huge numbers.
Of Gene talking about them.
Can you give us one example of a topic they were talking about?
They're talking about cats living underneath the house, and they already ran off, and Tuttle's trying to say that life goes on, and God made the cats leave, and we all know he ran them off. You could just hear the story. And then they stop and they go to say something. They're on a whole different platform. We done dropped the cats and we're doing something else.
I will tell you, Gene listened intently, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
because they're stoned. They're blaming it on being stoned, but
they're just stupid.
Is
it still? Maybe Gene, you've got it. Maybe you're onto something, and the new show should be called Stoned or Stupid.
Stoned and stupid, and
stoned and stupid. I was giving them a little bit of benefit.
I know. I would have changed the channel because I got the right to change the channel, and that's.
Well, I think you said a few minutes ago you wanted to stab yourself in the face.
It's your name.
You wanted to stab yourself in the face.
I wanted to stab myself in the face.
Is it because of how you're feeling?
I want to stab myself in the face.
Is it because of how you're feeling, Gene, or you think it was?
No, maybe it's how I'm feeling somewhat, but. I've been listening to this radio. I've been listening to your guys' podcast. I've been listening to a lot of things in my life. It was just so terrible. I hated Bubba's name being involved in it.
So you felt sorry for me in the fact that I've put I've lent my brand.
Bubba's got the right to knock himself out of the ballpark and do something stupid. He's got his right. That's him. But we ain't got the right to do that to him. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying this whole thing might bring my whole empire down?
Not a whole empire, but it's going to bring something down because someone's going to walk because they don't want to hear him.
So somebody's going to associate them with me.
Yeah, and then not listen to you when they should have.
Because they think maybe they're an extension of me,
Right.
and I've gotten as bad as they've gotten.
Yeah, and then that's not fair.
Well, we give it one more week. Maybe they were.
Can we just have Gene review them each week? I mean, that would be it would do great for them.
I mean, yeah, like Gene, you maybe 1 week it'll get better. It'd be like, hey,
I'll try it for you.
Or do you want to do a podcast, Gene?
No, because I'll have a run in. I'll find out where they are and I'll run in.
They're here. They do it from here.
Oh, okay. Well, I got.
No, I don't think they do.
No, they don't.
They do it remotely. They tie into it. Gene instantaneously wants to bring violence to every. That's like that's the answer to everything.
Can I highlight that you have no idea what's going on with your network, Bubba? They do it from here.
Well, I was thinking about the show with Lummy. I think that Colton.
I'm thinking about the weekend wrap. The Friday show.
Oh, okay.
And I also know Lummy does a Wednesday show here, and I know Colton's here on Friday.
That's a good recovery show.
We've been doing pigmentation for 3 months, Bubba.
So listen, Tuttle, I don't want you to be upset. I want you to feel like you can fight back. I think the things that I told you can't talk about are things that you weren't going to go to anywhere. You can talk about Gene's ability or lack of ability to be on the radio or to be a content creator. And I know that you're smart enough to be able to write some stuff that'll cut super deep and stay away from the no-go zones. And if the suicide thing gets brought up too often when you're on the air, I'll nix that. I give you my word on that. And I really value your every other Wednesday's contribution. I hope that
he just wants the ability to fight back. Is really all he was asking.
And I want him to. And I think that the areas that I need him to stay away from aren't necessarily aren't overly unfair.
No, everything you said was fair.
So, and just because...
Would you like to see Gene do a podcast?
Yes. I would love to see Gene join them.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And, be like, maybe...
Can we get Gene to take some gummies and do it with him?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if he's going to be loner and stoner, he should have to be stoned as well.
That's That's a very, very interesting point. So...
There's a lot to work through here.
There's a lot to work through, and there's a lot of different parameters we can go with. One of which, Lummy, I like you and Seth, who Tuttle has reached out to, and you know what? I'll reach out personally to Tuttle today, and I don't want Tuttle upset. I don't want him to quit. I don't want him to be,
he hasn't threatened to quit or anything, Bubba. He just
wanted to know if he could go at it.
He wanted to know kind of what happened, and he wanted to know who was fair game. And
no Jennifer, no Sarah, no Outlaws, and no Bell's Palsy.
The quote
Other than that, you can let it rip.
The quote from Tuttle that worried me was, "Good, now I have someone to focus on."
Oh boy,
that was woo! That got me.
Tuttle reminds me like he's got a small little amount of Dexter in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's got a
You've
little.
Either got a little Dexter or a lot.
Yeah,
like you're either a killer.
He's got a little Dexter in him where he could plan something and have the Viz Queen that he puts up in the trailer. And doesn't have any evidence and completely guts you and puts you into a trash can and sends you into a crab trap. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, he'd get caught eventually, but Tuttle could murder a few people, I think, for a while.
He might have. Yeah.
They'd be under that trailer.
With the cats.
Well, I guess the cats aren't there now, though.
Yeah.
According to Gene.
But life goes on.
He said God took him away, but I think he got rid of him.
Bubba, what is this I'm hearing about a new video series you're putting out called Fuzzy Time, where Erica interviews you every night right before you're about to go to sleep?
No, come on.
Is that a thing?
No.
Oh, I just made it up, but I think it would be great.
Exactly. Hold on. What did you just say? I just made it up, but I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop making stuff up.
Well, I don't know, Brian, I don't know if you heard. I don't know how willing she would be to do this right now because he's been sleeping with the windows open and not turning the heat on and forcing her to
freeze to death.
She's mad.
Babyface also forgot that you did do that for about a week when you had that new light in your bedroom. And you had Fuzzy Time with Bubba.
Oh, that was when I'm back in TR Verde. Yeah, it's just not
I did forget about that.
Yeah.
But was it a popular segment?
They got cut quickly.
I mean,
Bubba stopped recording himself after that Alex Stein hurricane interview where you could only see his head, and they were, they were calling him Slimer, not me.
He's on the skinny juice now. He's going to be where he needs to be in about 1 month.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
So anyway,
dialed in.
Let's take a break. Let's burn a timeout right now and come back to the Bill O'Reilly, Stephen A. Smith gimmick, and then we got the Epstein stuff. And man, is it ever gonna end?
If we just let it all come out, yeah.
And I'm for
let
it.
Eat.
I'm for it, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bill Clinton goes to prison over this. Bill Clinton goes to prison over this. I don't care.
Donald Trump, if his name's in it, his name's in it. My name's Bennett. I'm in it.
Own it.
Own it. Everybody own it.
Are you worried about it coming out, Bubba?
No.
Me neither.
Hell no.
Because I got nothing to hide.
And here's the thing. I don't listen, anything short of you not being inappropriate with underage women, if you're on the Lolita Express, if you've been to a few parties, if you were Jeffrey Epstein's friend, I don't care. It didn't mean you participated in what he is a monster for.
But if you knew about it and still hung out with him and stayed friends with him after you knew,
that's probably a problem.
That's probably problematic.
That's probably a problem. But
or didn't do anything to stop him.
Bill Clinton being on the Lolita Express 34 times means Bill Clinton liked to fly private after his presidency.
Yeah, it also could mean Bill Clinton was getting in and mixing in with that scene. It could. It
could. And if it does, then let Bill Clinton take his lumps. But if it also means the president was too, let everybody share in the lumpage.
That's right.
Because what you're doing now is only making things worse. It really looks like a cover-up. Because they came out guns a-blazing in January and February. Pam Bondi even got on Jesse Waters and she said, now she's getting into word semantics. She's like, I have the list on my table. Then that turned into what I meant was I had the file on my table. No, that's not what you said. You brazenly told Jesse Waters you got the list. Now that's the files, and you're going to say that, the reason why we're not letting this Epstein file and or list out is because it potentially has underage people. Haven't they redacted all those names?
Yep.
And take all those names out. First of all, most of the women now are in their 30s, 40s, and they're saying, I don't care. Let my name out. I'm in a class action Willie over here. You don't have to redact my name. That's when I was 16 years old and went to, West Palm Beach Middle. I'm a grown woman now. I don't care that my name's in that file. But those that, victimized me and abused me and sexually molested me and trafficked me, they need to be exposed. So I think that the excuse, whether it's the Democrats, the Republicans, or both, I think, Brian, the only thing that those two parties can actually agree on is not letting this list out.
I don't know, man. I think we actually have agreement to let the list out. I just don't understand why Trump's pressuring Boebert and others to take their name off the release. It's pretty crazy to me.
Well,
it's not in the action of an innocent person.
No. And it just the longer this Epstein list files nonsense goes, the more guilty everybody looks. Period. I'll get to that more next.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Yeah. Greg from Canada, $20.
What was the info that came out yesterday that wasn't it that Trump wasn't comfortable with being around the underage girls or something?
No, there's a 2011 email that that Epstein sent to Ghislaine Maxwell saying that Trump was aware of, essentially insinuating Trump was aware of what Epstein was doing, and he's quote unquote the dog that hasn't barked. in terms of cooperating with investigators because he had spent hours at Epstein's private residence with Virginia Guffrey.
Oh, okay.
That's what was in the email from 2011 from Epstein to Maxwell.
And that email's been uncovered.
There's also an email
Right.
that says that between Michael Wolff, the biographer, and Epstein from 2019, wherein they allude to the fact that Trump knew about it and that Epstein could use it for personal gain to that the president was aware of what was going on. The whole thing with the girls from Mar-a-Lago, Trump was pissed that they were poaching his employees.
They're saying one of the employees was Virginia
Guffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, so Ghislaine was going there and convincing the girls to come do like the
From Mar-a-Lago, right?
The girls at Mar-a-Lago that worked in the spa there, she was convincing them to come do work for Epstein, work, air quotes.
Is it true that she was going to ask Trump to commute her sentence this week?
I don't know.
I read that.
Don't know.
It sounds like this would put a stop to that.
Really?
Yeah. He was like the 6'9" guy. He was a double. But it was just funny because he's the only white guy on the team, and he's their best player. I mean, they're not a good team, but. Right, Judge Kostika.
I mean, we got to figure out what we're going to do in that lower left quadrant and not be so repetitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We can go back to it. Just takes time for Macho to put in the commercials.
Or not even the commercials. He can just put in.
Could rotate with like the Cash App.
Or rotate with. Just do the screen that's behind me. The picture.
Pictures. Okay.
That would be. That's what I'd like for it to be.
Okay.
Because right now, it shows a podcast, but you don't know what they're saying. You know. Just rotate the picture gimmick.
I gotcha. Okay. They're saying also one reason why it might be covering up is because of the foreign ties.
Hey, let me tell Mach I'm going to play Video Killed the Radio Star.
Okay.
Trailer. But to bump in.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan.
All right, here's Seth's lock of the week. Jets win tonight.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Who they playing?
Patriots. Just when you think Drake May's got the MVP, boom! Here come the Jets. Thursday night football, anything can happen. It's like Noah's Ark, baby. You can have a mosquito fucking a fucking giraffe. It doesn't matter. All kinds of weird stuff happens on Thursday night.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeedy.
Hulk Hogan filed 2 lawsuits today against Heather Clem and her ex-husband, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Tired
You
of
did
paying
what?
sky-high
You let
cable
your
TV bills?
wife
Sick of
have
juggling
se-
endless streaming subscriptions? There's a better way. Go to getabox.com. With Get a Box, you get every channel, every game, every movie ever made. Watch local and national channels, live sports, all your favorite movies, and much, much more. This isn't another subscription. It's a one-time purchase. No contracts, no fees, no nonsense. For a limited time, use promo code BUBBA at checkout for $25 off any box. That's getabox.com, promo code BUBBA.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now returns.
Hulk Hogan filed 2 lawsuits today against Heather Clem and her ex-husband, Bubba the Love Sponge.
You did what? You let your wife have sex with Hogan? I was like, well, how the hell did somebody get a hold of that tape?
And you didn't know you'd been videoed?
No, I had no idea there was a camera set up.
The video somehow got into the hands of Gawker Media.
Who the hell leaked this?
Right. Now you say,
That's
listen,
the problem.
I guess he feels you leaked it.
Are you stupid?
At that point, I knew it was over.
News channels reported his best friend leaked the tape.
The allegation that Bubba was the one that released this tape is ludicrous.
Hogan knows Bubba didn't sell that tape, didn't give that tape away. It was stolen from him.
This conduct is rife with criminal activity.
Davidson wrote the confidential settlement agreement saying the sex video would be handed over if Hogan paid his client $300,000. Hogan's attorney called the FBI.
You go back to Keith Davidson and you go, well, what was Keith Davidson's relationship to Cohen and how long did they know each other?
I think the FBI was probably looking at Michael Cohen to find any potential crime to get him to make false testimony against Donald Trump.
The feds have videotapes of it where Hulk Hogan was in a room next to it and money is being offered for the tape. You have a case on a silver platter served to the prosecutor.
Keith Davidson is cooperating with federal authorities who are investigating Trump attorney Michael Cohen.
Keith Davidson, he tipped them as to the potential value of Cohen to get off of himself.
Keith Davidson doesn't get charged. He knows Cohen. Cohen miraculously flips. Cohen testifies against Trump. How do we get there? Pull the string. Bubba?
I'm telling you, you guys you're just scratching the surface.
Doesn't take a rocket science in this case to know something happened, and it all started right here with Bubba.
Boom. Now, Brian, let me ask you a question. Did James Comey get arrested yet?
Yeah, he was indicted.
Yeah, he was indicted. I don't know when they were making this film if the James Comey effect was, in play or not, but I think James Comey was in charge of the FBI during this time period.
T-shirt will $20.
And James Comey wasn't a Trump guy, right? I mean,
no,
right? So
2013 to 2017, he was head of the FBI.
And this was all, was 2000 when the tape was used as a bargaining chip to Keith Davidson to give them Michael Cohen.
Yeah, it was definitely during Comey's.
That was during Comey's regime.
Yeah, 2016.
Right.
2015, 2016.
So, you can add you could add I need to talk to you probably privately because I'm going on this major podcast on the 18th, and I don't have that much time. It's a very, very major. Are you familiar with?
Yes. Say no more, my friend.
So what I'm saying is, I need to get with you, maybe come over to your office one day, and maybe with you and Tom, and rehearse, because the podcast isn't going to let me talk about this long form.
Tom's not going to be back in time for that.
No, you're right. So just you. Talk to you about how I wrap this up in a gift bow for that person. You're familiar with that person. I think that person's going to be very fair to me. I think that person's going to certainly take the Trump side of the things. Certainly going to be interested in the Keith Davidson was offered a deal to, give up Michael Cohen and all their correspondence to try to get at Trump. But is there now with what's happening to James Comey, do you think there might be a James Comey tie-in too? You know, like that's something you and I could probably talk about.
Yeah.
And I also need you to help me have some talking points to appease the host in what they are most interested in. This host doesn't care about my radio career. This host doesn't care about even the sex tape in itself. This host will care about the Trump inference. Will you not agree? I mean, would you agree on that? So the faster we can get to that, I have to. That's what the
but you got to have it. You got to have it tight. You can't be loose and rambling, and ultimately you've got to say, you got to watch the documentary to see how it all connects.
Right. I can't give them the payoff on the podcast. I just got to say within this, video killed the radio star, it will just absolutely blow you away as to how this tape was used to try to get to Donald Trump. Right? Something like that?
Yeah.
To the point where they took, the person that negotiated all terms of this sex tape to flip on Michael Cohen at the end of the day to try to get Donald Trump. And I don't even know that Donald Trump, knows about this. And again, I think it was during the James Comey regime, and it would be interesting. I mean, I think if you're making major if the FBI is making such major deals with Keith Davidson, where he's now listed as a cooperating witness, and all his name has been redacted from all of these investigations of the sex tape, then I think that the director of the FBI probably is up. If they're making those kind of deals with trying to get at the president at 45 at the time, I think that Comey was in on it. We just didn't know about it when they made this film. The Comey stuff wasn't out yet. I don't think.
No.
So, maybe Monday I can come over, or something like that.
Sure.
What's your week look like?
I can probably squeeze you in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
10:15 to 10:30 on Monday. I got you, buddy.
Bring a Mega Blaster for the payoff.
That's it. I only take payment in cardboard these days.
The party right now is fractured. Okay, so I don't even know.
So this is Cuomo. He's on News Nation.
Is that a mustache or?
Yeah, that's not a good look for him.
He's rocking it for November.
Yeah, but he may be playing the devil in an upcoming movie or something. And then in that case, it looks perfect.
Is it Movember?
Yeah.
Okay. What they got? What did they get holding up the government for 43 days? What? Did they get anything, Cuomo?
Well, that's their beef.
Anything?
Is they're saying you should have kept it shut down, and we would have gotten what we wanted, which was to fix health care for people.
Coulda. Let's deal with history. What did the Democratic Party get for shutting the government down for 43 days? What?
Nothing, but that's their complaint, Bill. They're saying the senators shouldn't have acquiesced. That's why they're saying they caved.
I don't care about the complaints. So on the record, I don't care about the complaint. Who cares what they say? On the record is we, the Democratic Party, shut down the United States government for 43 days and got bupkis. That's pretty embarrassing, I think, right? Isn't that embarrassing?
Well,
let me.
Yeah,
can
go
I
ahead,
answer?
Please.
Yes, Bill. It's embarrassing if you're looking at it from the macro, if you're somebody that's just paying attention to the final result. The Democrats, however, who voted to hold the line, their position is clearly if we had held out, ultimately this would have been perceived as a Trump shutdown. There would have been some caving on the part of some of the GOP members because they represent states where they were going to be affected by the shutdown as well.
Brian, how much longer could they have gone before, and if they did not come to an agreement and one side give to the other, and we are where we are today?
I mean, it could have been into January.
But
it's theoretically possible.
How bad would it have gotten?
It could.
I mean, it would have ruined holiday air travel. Ruined it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely ruined it. And this is the busiest time for all air travel.
Yep.
This is where all the airlines make their money right now in the fourth quarter. And, with I think the Americans would start to the sentiment might start flipping where it's all Trump's fault. Right? But I guess they couldn't.
If you look at the polling, there are people blaming both sides, and both sides have blame in this.
Absolutely.
It wasn't a one party. I understand the Democrats' concern with regard to the subsidies for American, the Affordable Care Act. Marjorie Taylor Greene understood it. This isn't a strictly partisan issue. This is an issue that's going to strike if something is not done, and hopefully it is. What the Democrats did get from the Republicans was a promise that they will allow a vote in the Senate on extending the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. That is the one thing that they quote unquote got. That wasn't guaranteed before this. It's still not guaranteed. It's a promise, but I think the Republicans will hold up the promise to allow a vote.
And I think they get that pushed through because I don't think that anybody could come up with anything that's more sensible. It took a decade for Obama and the Democrats to frame and to come up with the with the Affordable Care Act. So you're not going to have anything. The Republicans, Democrats, or anybody for that matter is not going to have a better alternative in 60 days.
No,
you're not. So the Affordable Care Act will make it another year. They may bitch about it all year and try to. It may take a year, but until they have something other than that to choose from, that's the best we got, right? And you just can't chop people at the knees that are on it.
Right. The importance is if the ACA goes away completely, which Trump has made very clear he wants to get rid of it.
You have to have something.
One, you have to have something, and two, you have to protect people with pre-existing conditions.
Yeah.
You can't say, you have to switch insurance. Sorry, your cancer is no longer covered. That is just, it's inhumane. That's not who we want to be as a country. That's not good for anyone. And so whatever it is that they come up with, it's got to have certain things. But until we get there, we have to.
Could we come up with a commission that was bipartisan, equal amount of Democrats, equal amount of Republicans, to do nothing but look into a replacement for the Affordable Care Act, and we come up with a commission that looks into this and presents it as a nonpartisan bill or a law, if you will.
A bipartisan bill, a committee would be great for something like this because it's very clear that they have nothing. And
yeah, they have nothing.
They have nothing. And Trump's talked about it.
Here's the deal, man. If a
beautiful plan, a beautiful new plan. Where is it?
I would be more likely to say the Affordable Care Act sucks. There's so many things wrong with it. It still makes the insurance companies insanely profitable and rich. A lot of people slip through the cracks and can't even qualify for it. But we don't have something that's better. We don't. Now, if we had something that was better, that more people could be involved in, less money, had some regulations on how much profits the healthcare companies can make, and they had that all negotiated out and all lined up, ready to go, then I'm all for it. But you just can't cancel something when it's like, you know what, I hate my car. It's like Seth. He hates his car more than anything. But he can't trade it in or sell it until he has an alternative.
Right.
And so it's like we don't have...
That's why I got a bus pass yesterday.
Well, and they would...
And by the way, if you live in New York, Zumbombi or whatever the hell the guy, did you see where the Governor Hochul, already shot down his free bus program? His free bus program has already been shot down. She said no,
I don't know that the governor can shut down a city bus program.
Let me find me Governor Hochul had a press conference about it.
She's saying what? You're not going to get state funds for it?
You'll see. I'll play it. I'll play it, and I'll be correct, and you're going to give me another bone. You're going to throw me a bone. I'm like, damn, Sponge.
What, that you remember stuff that you hear? I mean, what do you want?
No, that I'm factual on this. You said you don't know if the state can step in and stop a city program.
I said other than cutting off funding.
I said I know what I saw. I like to play it for you.
But you don't know what you saw. You can't articulate what it is that she is going to do.
She said this. I'm sorry, but I cannot. I have $15 billion in reserves, and to fund your free bus program would take every bit of my reserves. I cannot do that. We cannot do that.
You're telling me it costs $15 billion to run buses in New York City a year? I don't think that number is accurate.
Let's hear it from the governor herself, and I certainly will take my my flowers, if you will, from you when you see that I'm right yet again. I am on a right terror.
Look at the divide in this country. They've got us arguing about the buses in New York, and we're in Tampa, Florida. When are we going to come together?
On his idea for a free bus program from the MTA, explaining that she's already invested a lot of money into the system. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
I cannot set forth a plan right now that takes money out of a system that relies on the fares of the buses and the subways. But can we find a path to make it more affordable for people who need help? Of course we can. And
what about child care, though?
Child care I already committed to. So we'll be on a path to get there, because I'm committed to this as a mom governor. I get it. But also, to do it statewide right now, it's about $15 billion, the entire amount of my reserves.
Governor Kathy.
So she's saying to expand what he's talking about doing in the city of New York to the entire state of New York would cost $15 billion.
I was a little bit right.
You're a little bit right.
Thank you.
You're right. Definitely have the $15 billion number.
I did.
But I knew that there was no way that was just the cost of running buses in New York City.
And I know that she, for the most part, the media reported it both sides. Moondani's free bus thing shot down by the governor.
Yeah,
that's what the headlines read. I'm sorry if you don't like my intellect today.
To pay a price. Had that happened, then they would be making a different argument. They can't make the argument because some of their own decided to go with the GOP, which Bill, and that's what it is.
Look. Stephen A., I'll put this in sports terms to make you feel at home. If the Kansas City Royals, all right, scored 8 runs every game, they would have won a pennant, all right, in the World Series. But we're dealing with reality, some of us, and the reality is...
Horrible analogy.
Yeah, that was really bad.
That the Democratic
Party
Party
9 runs a game. I mean,
held up the government for 43 days, causing pain to individual Americans.
I wish Stephen A. would have said, horrible analogy. Horrible. Absolutely
horrible. That's his horrible analogy face, Bubba.
Okay. Okay.
And got nothing. I believe that's a resounding defeat.
Bill,
isn't it?
I sent you also the clip Macho wanted to from that same show on the Epstein stuff.
Right here?
Yeah, it's in a different clip.
All right, let me turn this up.
Reason, but what about the substance of it? And is this another indication, fellas? They got to release everything that they have. Otherwise, this drip, drip, drip will just be going. Bill O'Reilly, what is your take on the significance?
Man, I do not like Cuomo with a mustache. He looks like it's like a real cheese dick.
I think it's for Men's Health in November, so that's,
My prostate feels better seeing that. Thank you, Andrew Cuomo.
St. Patrick's Day of this year, I was in the Oval Office with President Trump, and he asked me, what about the Epstein files? Should they be released? And I said, Mr. President, if there is verification of facts in the Epstein case from the Attorney Generals, Barr and Garland, you got to release it. But you can't release anything unverified that the Justice Department has not confirmed to be true. That's not fair because innocent people, and Epstein knew thousands of people in New York could be attached to this Epstein. That was going to hurt them and their family. So that was my answer, direct answer to the president's question.
I want to see Stephen A. on this one. I really do.
Now, what we see today is a bunch of innuendo. It's hearsay. There isn't any direct backup for any allegation, because there aren't any allegations other than Trump may have been in a house where there are some girls. Right. Okay. So you have the lady in question, and I feel very bad for Miss Giuffre's family. He committed suicide. What a horrible thing. The whole thing is just awful. And that's right on Epstein. You have her saying under oath, Trump didn't do anything, and you have Maxwell. But here's the most important person you have, not under oath. Dershowitz. Dershowitz was Epstein's lawyer, and lawyer-client confidentiality ends with death. Dershowitz went on television today, said, I have all of the Epstein stuff, and there isn't anything. And I asked Epstein directly, while I was representing him, whether Donald Trump was involved in any kind of untoward activity. And Epstein said no. So now you have the three principal players in this case all saying the same thing. Yet the press is so irresponsible, so corrupt, so hateful, they will not even mention that. It's death by innuendo. That is what they are aiming for.
Come on, Stephen A. Let's hear it, boss.
Stephen A., what you think?
I get that. And I think that what Bill said and just articulated is incredibly important. It is death by innuendo, according to the evidence that has already been put out there and what Bill articulated in terms of what Alan Dershowitz had to say, what Ms. Maxwell has had to say. Even Epstein, in the emails where he said the dog that's barked is Trump, he's indicating that he would talk. Well, why would Trump talk if he's the one that's being, why would he talk if he's the one that's being implicated?
Again, on the screen, you can see from Maxwell to Maxwell from Epstein. I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. And then the victim name's been redacted. Spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. So, Brian, like, what's he saying? He's saying that Donald Trump had spent a tremendous amount of time with this particular victim.
It was the Virginia chick.
Yeah, he's saying that Trump is the person who hasn't talked about what Epstein and Maxwell were engaged in. And hasn't cooperated with investigators or said anything to them on that. And so the implication is that Trump was aware of the misgivings and the bad deeds, perhaps aware of the bad deeds that Epstein and Maxwell were doing, the crimes they were committing.
Is this the email that Trump has feared?
I don't know. It's not completely damning, but it isn't. It doesn't look good. And then when Trump is calling private meetings with Lauren Boebert, trying to get her to take her name off the House from releasing all of this information, and having the hearing in the House on it and everything, or the vote in the House on it, if you're innocent, just let it go, man. Just let it come out and deal with it. But to the appearance, the public appearance of it isn't great when you're trying to silence people or get them to change their behavior and doing what they want to do.
If anything, he would talk. Epstein came across as being fearful that Trump might talk about him, not about Trump. And so all of those things make sense. Here's the only thing that I would add to Bill in terms of this death by innuendo. Yeah, that's from the politicians. That's from them wanting to open the Epstein files. Got it. But there's an abundance of people out there, particularly those associated with the MAGA movement, that want it released as well. And they're not politicians. They're American citizens who have been very emphatic and adamant in their support of Trump, by and large, from a policy perspective, from his politics. But when it comes to this issue, they're not bending on that. Why? Because they're saying, even if it's not him, it's power brokers that exist inside and outside our government that he's familiar with, and they don't want those folks protected. So to sit up here and act as if it's just a political thing and politicians that want to kill him by innuendo and stuff like that, that's not to say you're wrong, Bill, because it's certainly, they don't mind slicing the dice and Donald Trump up any chance they get. Fair enough. But that doesn't have anything to do with the average citizen out there that wants to find out about those individuals that he makes known.
It doesn't matter what side. Doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on. If you are asking for unverified information about a heinous crime and criminal to be given to the public, unverified now. Remember, the Justice Department under 2 administrations had this information, not verified it. If that's what you want, then you need to read.
So none of this.
I would say that Jeffrey Epstein's 2011 email to Ghislaine
is probably
Maxwell
fairly verified.
Is pretty. I mean, that at the very least shows his mindset and what he believed Trump to know. And what he believed. So, you know, this is a somewhat disingenuous argument that Bill O'Reilly's putting forth here, that unless we have triple verification. Look, I don't think the allegation is out there right now with what just came out that Trump raped any of these girls.
No.
I don't think that's being said. What's being said is, if this is in there, let's see what else is in there, and let's let everybody draw their own conclusions on this.
My book, Killing the Witches.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your...
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein wrote Trump knew about the girls, referencing Mar-a-Lago in a newly released email. Is this the same, or is this the same?
Well, this may also get into the email with Mark Wolf, the biographer. That
White House is pushing back after House Democrats released emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate, putting new scrutiny on President Trump's relationship with the late convicted sex offender.
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump...
Oh, Caroline, she'll get right to it, man. She's a bulldog.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's been as good as her since Huckabee. Deny, didn't happen, you're wrong. Woo!
Did nothing wrong.
I mean, right, Brian? Deny, didn't happen, you're wrong. Woo!
Don't believe your lying eyes.
In 2011, 4 years before Trump announced his run for the presidency, Epstein emailed his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Redacted names spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. The White House says the redacted name is Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers. Giuffre, who died by suicide earlier this year, never...
Oh, man, she killed herself?
She walked in front of a bus.
She could be...
Well, no, she didn't die from the bus.
Oh, she killed herself after that?
Because she could be... if she was alive, she'd be like,
Well, she was deposed in 2016, and she said that Trump never did anything to her.
Okay.
And Bill Clinton never did anything to her.
Right,
she didn't implicate either of those men.
Okay, so, she's been questioned.
Yeah,
under oath.
Yeah, with the opportunity to speak her truth.
With the opportunity to blow it wide open,
and
regardless of who may have touched her.
And posthumously, they released a biography of hers, and in that biography, she does not implicate Donald Trump or Bill Clinton as doing anything to her.
So, at this point, man, this email means nothing. If I'm Donald Trump, I said, release the email and go back and look at her testimony. She'll say that I never had anything to do with her.
Yep.
And neither did Bill. Bill and Donald need to work together on this one. Hey, Donald, what you doing? We're in some hot crap, man. We need to get out of this, brother. I never work with you because you're a stupid whore wife. I hate her.
Never accused Trump of wrongdoing, writing in her...
I wonder if they've ever had a guy-to-guy conversation.
They used to hang out back in the day.
Yeah, Trump was a Democratic donor.
Memoir, Trump couldn't have been friendlier.
It is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to
leak them all you want, man. My view on this has completely changed, knowing that the Virginia woman testified under oath and cleared both Clinton and Trump. I have released what you want. There's nothing in here that can hurt us now at this point.
Fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government. This is another distraction campaign.
In another newly released email after...
Man, I wish he wouldn't have killed himself.
Epstein was indicted...
Well, he probably didn't kill himself. He was killed.
...on sex trafficking charges.
Brian, what's your opinion on that? Killed himself or killed?
Probably didn't kill himself. Narcissists generally don't commit suicide.
He wrote this about Trump in 2019. Of course he knew about the girls. He asked Ghislaine to stop. The president has said he broke with Epstein years before Epstein got into legal trouble and kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago when Epstein started taking club employees to work for him, including Giuffre.
He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us.
And now
Boom. That's the truth.
Yeah, she named the Prince guy.
Prince Andrew.
Yeah, that's the guy she's got the most problems with. She was trafficked to Prince Andrew.
Yep.
By Epstein. Those are the two people.
And Maxwell.
And Jazine.
Also releasing 20,000 pages of documents.
3 people we need to be mad at. Prince Andrew, Jazine, and Jeffrey here.
And the prosecutors that didn't prosecute him back when they should have.
That guy got fired, as he should have, when Epstein was actually supposed to be arrested, and they'd let him out of jail all day, and he'd take helicopters to his office, and then he'd helicopter or drive back to the prison at like 6 o'clock that night. Had to spend the night. Then by 8 o'clock the next morning, he's back out on the streets. Who was that piece of crap? I forget his name. Did they ever prosecute him for prosecuting misconduct?
I don't think so.
Email Epstein, after former Trump fixer Michael Cohen pleaded guilty to violating campaign finance laws, wrote, "I know how dirty Donald is." Trump has never been accused of any wrongdoing linked to Epstein. The administration now facing growing bipartisan pressure, with a new Democrat sworn in today becoming the critical 218th signature to force a House vote to release all of the DOJ's Epstein files.
Now, Brian, if the House votes to release this, nobody can stop it.
Well, the DOJ may appeal to the courts and have the Supreme Court, because they said some of it is, shouldn't be released. So it doesn't. Once they vote, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be released.
It's going to go through an appellate process.
But there's going to probably be a process to it.
But could the Supreme Court say, okay, we'll redact any underage girls and stuff like that, but with regards to anything other than that, it's let it eat.
Maybe. I don't know what they're going to rule on it. I don't know what's in there.
I will sign the discharge petition right now to release the Epstein files.
She just get sworn in or something?
Yeah, she was voted in a while ago, but because of the shutdown and everything, she didn't get sworn in.
Justice cannot wait another day.
As for when the House might vote on whether to release the DOJ's Epstein files, Speaker Mike Johnson just said that he intends to bring the resolution to the floor next week. If it passes, it would then go to the Senate, where it's likely to fail. Still, the president has been arraigned.
So, Brian, if the House passes and it fails in the Senate, does that mean it's
dead?
It's done?
Yeah.
Keeping up pressure on Republicans.
It's like a bill.
The question then becomes why? Like, why not? At this point, Trump promised to release it. So why would the Republicans stand in the way of it being released?
Top administration officials met today here in the Situation Room with GOP Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who had signed that petition. Tom?
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to earlier, is that Donald Trump was reportedly putting pressure on people that signed the discharge petition to remove their name from it and his presidency. And again, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Get this out of the way.
Here's Alan Dershowitz, who I think defended Maxwell.
Well, he's been implicated in this by certain individuals as well.
And this is Pierce Morgan. And man, I would never want to be on a panel like this. This is just too much. Pierce needs to understand 2-3 people. A person can't get.
Now you know how Hogan's BFF felt when you went on his panel.
That's when he was working as a maintenance man at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach. They weren't friends exactly, but Dad worked hard and Trump liked that. I've seen photographs of them posing together, shaking hands. Trump couldn't have been friendlier, telling me it was fantastic that I was there. But she made it clear in the book.
Talking about Virginia, Guthrie or whatever her name is.
Gouffre.
And her, recounting how friendly Donald was at Mar-a-Lago. That's the girl that committed suicide, or she stepped in front of a bus.
No. She was hit by a bus. I think it was 2 weeks before she supposedly took her own life.
That she did not have any issue with anything Trump had done. And so if, as the Daily Mail was the first report today, the redacted name, and now we've had the White House confirm it, if the redacted name is indeed Virginia Giuffre, then the fact that he spent time talking to her, given that she used to work at Mar-a-Lago, even as Epstein's property, which all looks bad, but the fact that it's her, that redacted name, and she's on record now in her own words saying...
Pierce is kind of saying what we're saying, Brian. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
He never did anything wrong as far as she's concerned. You put all that together and you've got to think, well, why did they redact that name? Have they done that deliberately to stir up a political point-scoring thing against Trump? Because once you know it's Virginia Giuffre, and once you know what she has said about Trump, it's nowhere near as damning.
Here comes Alan Dershowitz, and you're saying, Brian, he's got a little skin in this game, supposedly?
There's been reports about him potentially having some level of involvement.
He looks like a little nasty man.
He does look like an old nasty. His testicles hanging out the side of his swim trunks.
Oh, they're all the way down to the toilet bowl.
Of course, I agree with that. And the
Here we go.
fact that Virginia Giuffre is mentioned is very significant because she's written the bestseller. She falsely accused me and then admitted that she may have misidentified me and, destroyed my life for years and years and years based on a possible misidentification. So putting her name out there is very, very important. But I want to correct the record on the White House. It's not the White House that's keeping a lot of the most important material out.
Can you pause this real quick, Bubba? So the thing that's fascinating about having Alan Dershowitz speak to this with regard to what Virginia Giuffre said is that she flatly implicated him and said that she was trafficked to Alan Dershowitz. So on the one hand, if we're to believe everything that Virginia says to be true, which I have no reason not to,
why would you?
Why are we talking to somebody that she implicated in that and giving him any sense of credibility in what he's saying?
Or allowing him to defend his position, right?
Or take a position. Is she telling the truth about Trump but lying about you, Alan? Why?
Right.
Why? What would her motivation be to tell the truth about Trump but lie about you scumbag?
Judges.
POS.
I agree.
Yeah.
3 federal judges in New York have sealed depositions. I want those depositions out there. The depositions include depositions of Virginia Giuffre. They include depositions of other alleged accusers. And these judges, not the White House. The White House has no control. When judges seal materials, there's Judge Preska, there's Judge, I can name 2 or 3.
You can't name 2. You just got Preska.
3 other judges. And the New York Times and Piers Morgan ought to be making an application to these judges and demanding that these transcripts be revealed. Because if there
Brian, what are going to be in these transcripts that's going to be so revelation?
Or any
he's saying these depositions and these transcripts of whom? Of Virginia?
Some of it's already been released.
Smoking
we
guns.
know what
If there are
Virginia
any
testified
serious
to.
accusations,
like 6 times.
They're in deposition transcripts. In my case, in the case of Ghislaine Maxwell, and in other civil cases that have been sealed. I have been trying to get all these depositions unsealed, and these judges won't do it. So let's put the blame where the blame belongs, on federal judges who are protecting some people. And that shouldn't be happening.
Alan,
so let's get everything out there, including
I think we're mixing
the
apples and
depositions.
oranges here.
Yeah,
Go
sorry. I want to make sure that people understand the depositions that Alan is talking about represent about 3% of what would be considered the Epstein files. That's the estimate on that. So 97%
I don't agree.
documents.
I don't agree with that.
That's the estimates that are out there.
I bet that's
it's
more than
10% of the documents that haven't been released are in control of the White House and the DOJ. They could end this at any time. Yes, there are some things that are under seal, but the vast
they
majority
can't, because they can't get the judges. It'll never end as long as judges are sealing
documents.
depositions.
That's correct, Alan, but it is
misleading. But the other
well, let's get them out there.
Control their destiny.
I know what's in those documents. I know something you don't know. I know what's in those documents. That's why it's so important to get these judicial documents out there. I want them out there. If the judge will.
By the way, the guy, the old timer on the left, is one of the only people that Virginia really said trafficked her.
Yeah, and it looked like he liked to watch too.
Give me permission.
Oh, he was a watcher too.
Well, yeah.
And he got OJ off, right?
What?
Didn't he? Well, no, he was on OJ's defense team.
He was on the dream team.
Yeah.
I'm in my possession. My lawyers have them. Judge, let me give them to Piers Morgan. I want to give them to Piers Morgan. Why, Judge, are you preventing me from disclosing material that would be very, very important in putting a whole picture on this thing?
Well, I agree we should put those things out.
Okay, I want to bring in. Hang on, guys.
This is. Pierce needs to have a better producer saying you can't have this many people on and get any type of crosstalk or any type of thought out there because they're all going to be stepping on top of it.
Bring in Mark Lamont Hill. Mark, aside from this, we also have the ongoing situation with Ghislaine Maxwell. House Democrats have said this week that she's preparing to formally ask President Trump to commute her federal prison sentence.
Now, I think that's political suicide, Brian. What do you think?
Oh my God!
If all of a sudden Trump gives her a pardon, God.
With this as the backdrop, I mean, that would not look very good.
That's horrible.
You can't. You know what are you saying to the public then at that point that what she did was okay, that she should be granted leniency for what?
She's obviously now in a less.
Her and P. Diddy.
Strict.
I mean, P. Diddy did a whole lot less than what Maxwell did. Maxwell terrorized people and participated in rape and sex trafficking.
P. Diddy just gave car service to some hookers in Jersey. That's it.
We speak.
I mean, P. Diddy's not a good guy.
No.
But what he was convicted of is not going to be something that if he was let out for that.
I think he's a piece of shiz and needs to rot in jail. But, the government didn't get the bigger charge on him. They got him, giving, basically car service to hookers is basically what he's got. I think he's done far more things that he didn't get convicted of. But, The
Attorney General Todd Blanche in an interview earlier this year that she never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way and didn't ever recall seeing Trump at Epstein's house, although she had seen him at social settings. What's interesting about that, I think, is that these emails seem to suggest that she must have known Trump had been at Epstein's house because Epstein's emailing her about it. So rather like with Andrew, the artist formerly known as Prince, although he's not an artist, rather like him.
Hold on, Prince was there?
Prince Andrew.
No, he's saying they took away his title, so he's no longer a prince. So he's saying the artist formerly known as Prince.
They're being damned in a way by
the rapist
these
formerly
emails
known as Prince. How about that?
Contradicting their public.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It looks like there was a couple girls that came out against Dershowitz saying that he was a nasty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Again, I don't know how you can report on this issue credibly with that man sitting there discussing it. I don't care if he represented Epstein. He has been implicated. He has every reason to want this information not to be disclosed publicly. He can pretend like he wants it to see the light of day, but he's talking about not releasing any of the documents because the judges are keeping some deposition transcripts from being released publicly, which is absurd.
When we return, let me remember the sicko from Hernando County.
Yeah.
And man, you never see this, Brian. You're obviously a lawyer, but I think it just most recently got passed that if capital sexual battery, meaning I think a victim under 12, if you have capitally sexually battered a person under 12 in the state of Florida, and I think this just became law.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
It's now punishable to death.
Yeah, which will absolutely be appealed. We'll see how it goes.
Well, now the Attorney General, in the first incident that we've seen a case like this was this sicko, this really sick bastard from Hernando County, and the Attorney General is seeking the death penalty. And I hope, Brian, I don't think that I don't know if this will ever go through, but God, I wish it would. I wish it could kill people that have sexually battered kids under 12. I just wish we could kill them because they cannot be rehabilitated. They can't be rewired. And if you kill them, I don't think you have to worry about chemically castrating them. But if you don't kill them and they just spend the rest of your life in prison, you got to cut their balls off. Isn't that what gives you your sexuality? Is your balls? Isn't that where your?
I thought it was your anus.
What's your? I don't know. You know what an anus?
An anus.
What is an anus?
An anus.
Oh. I don't think your anus determines your sexuality.
It does for some people.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
It's a Terrence and Phillips special.
My anus. Oh, man. You know, I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free.
And I won't forget the man who died and gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Good morning, John Costica. How you doing?
Johnny K!
Johnny K in the house. Let's get some Blizzard Bucks in the house, everybody. Show your love. Let's get those thumbs. We're almost at 1,000. See if we can do it before 9 o'clock. We're 65 away.
He's charged with murder, but wouldn't go in front of the judge.
Go ahead and ask me anything, guys. We'll do an Ask Me Anything for the next 4 minutes until Bubba stops me. What's up, Double XL Gaming? Now, there's certain attorney-client privilege stuff that I can't not get into. Anything else? Ask away. Berto, how you doing, buddy? Are you in the break? Let's get you in the break if you're not, my friend. We've got only 9 teams remaining, I believe. Oh, definitely Coke. Coke Zero, in fact. Greatest beverage ever created. Greatest carbonated beverage. Coke Zero, by far. Actually, my little dark secret is I love Mellow Yellow Zero more than any other soda, but it's very difficult to find.
Mellow Yellow Zero.
Mellow Yellow Zero.
Like is it the diet Mellow Yellow?
Yeah.
Basically?
Yeah. But it's hard to get. Like, you can occasionally find a 12-pack in the store, but you're not finding 2-liter bottles very often. And you can get them in freestyle machines.
Really?
Appreciate it, Xerxes. I love coming in. Have I tried NAD Plus? I don't believe so. It's certainly not ringing any bells. Is that just like straight HGH, or what is it? What does it do? Let's see. Crucial coenzyme in your body that plays a key role in metabolism and energy. Okay. I haven't tried it. I will tell you this: most supplements that you can take in pill form are not their bioavailability is very low. If you're going to take a pill form of a supplement, look for ones that are liposomes. They allow the vitamin or the whatever the pill is to survive your digestive tract better, the way they bind to it. So look for liposomes if you're taking that stuff orally.
Can I get a plug-in?
Yeah, the cards mailed out yesterday.
Come to me?
Can I get a card plug-in?
What's up, Cash? How you doing, buddy? The cards from the Mosaic break mailed out yesterday. Yeah. The Star Wars one should have all went out already. I don't think Keith Davidson is my biological father, but I guess anything's possible.
What am I bringing home?
I'm gonna throw it over to you, and you plug away.
No. I just meant could you plug in the fan? I didn't mean the car. I meant the fan. I know. I'm sorry.
That's up there.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Top 5 for my top 3.
Fan's dead. Say it.
What's up, Cash? What's up, Kabuki? Fan's dead.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about you need to be this.
No.
It should work.
No, I don't think a global setup is a good thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll charge you up over the next couple of days. I had you unconnected.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that because it's so cool outside.
Well,
I come in here.
I got to charge shit over here. My nitrous water.
It wasn't a Bengals heavy break, that's for sure. On the Mosaics. No, the show was off.
Is the Bengals edge rusher going to become an unrestricted free agent?
Yeah, probably. They can't afford to keep him.
Where do you think he ends up?
Probably the Bucks.
For real?
I don't know, maybe.
What's the Bucks cap look like?
They'll be fine.
Oh, Mike Evans is an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, they're not re-signing him.
For real?
No.
Will he get $15 million somewhere else?
No, probably not 15. He may get 10 from another team. I mean, he's coming off concussions and collarbones, and he's had multiple concussions. I just don't see him paying him again. But they should be in good shape for 2026. Because they've got, Baker has a big cap hit, but they've gotten him cheaper than most franchise quarterbacks. So they should have
have a boring driving job or an uneventful desk job? Do you want something more fulfilling and exciting? Want to learn how to tow unique vehicles and handle roadside incidents? Steps Towing is looking for career drivers. Steps Towing has in-house training by certified instructors. No towing experience required, and they offer benefits. Locations in Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas, Polk, and Orange counties, serving all of Florida. Apply at drivesteps.com. Tell them Bubba Army.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Don't forget Apple TV, Google Play, and Amazon. Just search Video Killed the Radio Star. You can rent it for $4.99. As your family, friends, and what have you will be infiltrating your home this in the next, from now till Christmas, 45 to 50 days. And you guys are all sitting around, hey, what should we watch? Let's watch that Hogan sex tape gimmick with Bubba the Love Sponge. I heard Bubba said he didn't do everything that everybody says he does. He's only 50% the asshole you think he is. 50%. Video Killed the Radio Star, Apple TV, Google Play, and Amazon. Thank you. Here's the story I was talking about. And God, all the years I've been doing radio and content, and nearly 40 now, and of which, in Tampa since 92. Well, for long, Brian, I think just up until recently, this wasn't even like if you were to do something this heinous, and that's capital sexual battery under a person of 12, I don't think the death penalty was an option.
Yeah, no. Typically, it was capital murder because a capital case was only, the only thing you could do is for killing somebody else.
Right. And usually there had to be a premeditated factor to that too, right?
This had to be first-degree murder.
Right. And that up until then, that was really about all they could kill you for. And then that even got changed like about, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 years ago, where a judge could sentence you to in the killing, in the death penalty. A judge could assess that sentence, and now it has to come from a jury. Am I right about that, Brian? And I think they had to commute all the everybody on death row that had been sentenced by a judge and retry them or commute them to life without parole. I think I'm right on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And because beforehand, Chet Tharp could say, I sentence you to death by in the Florida State Penitentiary, and then now it changed, not giving the judge all that power when you're talking about a person's life, and it switched to death sentences have to be given or handed out by a jury. Maybe you can look that up for me to see if I've just been on such a right roll today that I just can't even. I'm starting to smell myself.
Yes, you are.
Jesus.
You should go on Jeopardy.
A Hernando County grand jury has indicted Nathan Holmberg on multiple
history. Please have Packers history.
Let me see if I'm right. If the death penalty parameters or the death sentencing guidelines of Florida were changed recently from a judge being able to do it to now a jury has to do it.
I'll take Warsaw High School football for $500, please.
Full counts of sex crimes against children, and now prosecutors.
Man, talk about if you're going to wear a top that low.
Yes, you're correct, Bubba.
Could you go ahead and reiterate?
Which will allow judges to override jury's recommendation has changed. The new law allows for a jury recommendation of at least 8-4 in favor of execution.
So that's the only way you can be executed now is if an 8-4, at least an 8-4 vote from the jury.
And the judge is not allowed to overrule the jury.
Brian, I was right again.
Man, you're on such a right roll.
on a legal beagle
Never gonna give you up. You just got right rolled.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Who sings it?
That is the great Rick Astley.
Rick Astley. Man, his hair. Remember that video? His hair was on point. I don't think he ever had a hit after, did he?
No, he had another one.
Yeah.
Rick Astley definitely had 2 hits.
Anyway, this girl here, man, if you're going to put on a pound of Donald Trump orange-like makeup, don't wear such a low cut top where they can see your white chest where you did not apply the makeup.
How do you even notice that, man?
I notice everything. Thank you.
He was looking at her sweater, probably.
So I was looking at her knockers.
Yeah.
And it got me to this little area right here. And I'm
now,
like,
what do you think about her body? Cute body, Bubba?
Yeah, cute body. But, I don't need all that makeup. I want you to come at me natural. Take that bra off. Let's see what you're working with. Take that makeup and that bra off. And
you think she should do the nudes without a bra and no makeup?
No, I think when she wants to come, if she don't want to come see me on a Friday night.
And Bubba's a very aggressive porn director.
Want him to pay for this with his life.
In this case, we will be seeking the death penalty.
A 25-charge indictment has been issued against a man sitting in the Hernando County jail. Nathan Holmes.
We start killing these sick bastards, maybe they'll stop touching kids. Probably not. They're wired to touch kids. That's why you got to kill them.
Berg is charged with a laundry list of sex crimes.
Lewd and lascivious conduct touch by defendant 18 or older, promoting a sexual performance by a child, sexual battery upon a person under 12, lewd and lascivious molestation of a defendant 18 and a victim less than 12.
Against children.
The evidence shows that this individual engaged in sexual abuse with a 3-year-old.
Yeah, see, I take him out back and put a bullet in him Old Yeller style for me.
I can't really disagree with that.
I mean, three.
We don't need you. We don't need you with the rest of us.
3. I don't even need you eating my prison food that my taxpaying dollars pay for. I don't need you for nothing. Nobody needs you for, not even God, if there is a God, needs you. God doesn't forgive everybody. You can be a born again and he's not. Let's be honest. He wants you dead too.
Not only did he engage in these horrific.
If I'm a lifer in prison where I have I'm gonna kill this guy, and you're gonna be the hero. And all you got to do, tell your other inmates, listen, he had sex with a kid that was 3. Oh, that shank. You can shank them all you want, Bubba.
Shanks for the memories.
Yeah. That's actually pretty good. That was your best one of the day, buddy. Hell yeah, Brian.
I'm on a right roll, too.
Physical acts, but he also filmed them.
Shanks for the memories.
Attorney General James.
Look at this piece of shiz.
Uthmeyer believes Holmberg cannot.
Think about this. Think about how many innocent kids had to stare up and see this as they were being violated in the worst possible way.
Why do you want to think about that?
I don't want to really think about that.
Oh, my God. Just this
Picture
this.
This
guy's
you're alone in a room.
This guy's a devil.
You've got
this
your Paw Patrol toys.
This guy's a devil.
And this guy walks in. He's staring above you.
They should, like they did the guy in Braveheart when they disemboweled him.
Yeah, let's see that.
Disembowel this guy.
Draw and quarter him?
Yeah.
The sad thing is in 2012 they had him and they let him go.
They did?
Yep.
Yeah, they gave him probation.
There you go. That's our legal system.
Well, the issue in that case though was the victim's family refused to cooperate.
Okay, but
so I agree. There's a problem with that, but at the same time, without knowing all of the facts, we were told that they had to go with a lesser charge because the victim's family was. I think it was a family member. They refused to cooperate.
Be rehabilitated.
We will be doing everything we can legally to
send put me on that jury so fast.
Send him to meet his maker.
State Attorney Bill Gladson says
his maker doesn't even want to meet him. Keep the maker out of it. Poor Jesus.
So far, they have 5 separate victims in Hernando County alone.
I should stress the indictment issued by the grand jury was for crimes that occurred here in Hernando County only.
And statewide prosecutor
How do you screw that up?
Yeah.
He's used to dealing with it in Marion County.
Because I don't think the Marion County and Hernando County prosecutors are the same.
Well, I think he's maybe a statewide prosecutor investigating this, so I do take that back. Apparently he's getting charged in Marion County too, though. Yeah. That was probably a preview.
Probably.
Will be assisting to make sure victims throughout the state get justice.
Part of this investigation goes outside of Hernando County, and we will take the baton.
See that, Brian's where you're coming. That's where the Hernando.
Marion County
that's where the Ocala Marion County comes in. Yep.
On from the 5th Judicial Circuit and continue this investigation wherever the facts may lead.
Sheriff Al Nienhuis says Holmberg had made around 600 pictures and videos of him abusing children.
But when you're talking about victims that are between 3 years old and the oldest 10 years old who'd been victimized for a while, these are true victims.
The state attorney here in Hernando.
Think about those poor kids.
Oh, it's awful.
I mean, their entire life has been taken away from them in a sense.
This is what this creates more pedophiles. I mean, that's the thing is the vast majority of pedophiles were
molested,
were victims of pedophilia. And it warps their brain,
their sense of what really is right or wrong, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you've been absolutely when you've been brainwashed and molested and abused by a monster, there's a chance you could be a monster, right?
Yes.
County says Holmberg will remain in jail on no bond until the conclusion of his charges. In Hernando County, I'm Alessandra Young.
See, I couldn't be a sheriff, Lummy, because I would get with the guy who ran my jail and be like, hey, find me the biggest, baddest mother effer we got in this place. And make sure he's got a little, shanks for the memories. Make sure he's got one of those.
Yeah.
Anywhere between 33 and 75% of pedophiles report that they were subjected.
Oh my God!
to it themselves.
So a third on the low end.
Yeah, to three-quarters.
A third on the low end.
Yep.
To up to three-quarters on the high end.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle, which is why removing their genes from the pool is. It's maybe not the worst thing.
Here's a guy in South Carolina wants to kill 5 people way back in the day, and now, of course, he found Jesus and wants to be. I'm so sorry. Don't execute me. I think he lost his appeal. And you know what? South Carolina, they kill you by firing squad. Hell yeah.
You want to be one of those guys, Bubba?
Yes, I do.
I think that's better than lethal injection. I've heard sometimes that.
They'll blow a vein or something out.
Well, people start tweeting. It's like a violent death.
No, they've had instances, Bubba, where they can't get the right medication, and so they try using other stuff to do it because they really want to pull it off.
The one off, and it doesn't work.
And it doesn't work, and the people suffer. Which
Hey.
That's this. I think honestly, firing squad. I think is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, I think they put a star on your chest.
So this guy in South Carolina wrote a message in his victim's blood.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
nice.
and with the firing squad, I think this is the format. It's not. It's from me to the TVs on the stage. That's how far they are.
Yeah, like the podcast desk.
Yeah, that's even farther than it needs to be. And they got 5 shooters, 5 or 7 shooters, and everybody's got a bullet except one guy is given a blank, and you don't know if you got the blank or the bullet. So you can always rest assured at night that you're the one. You can tell yourself you had the blank, and you all.
I hope I didn't get the blank.
I'll quit this.
Oh man, I'm never doing this again if you don't give me a live round.
I want not only a live round, but a super like a little bit more gunpowder in that thing.
But they do it for you guys. They do it for the shooters, right? So they don't know.
I want to know.
Yeah, the shooters don't want to think they're the one that killed the guy.
Do you know how long I've wanted to kill somebody? Says.
Do they just let volunteers from the neighborhood, or is it all cops? Because I feel like they got like a squad,
a team, like a SWAT.
Well, the next death
tired of only killing defenseless fetuses. I want to kill a live man.
Executed.
That's funny.
I also sent you how the firing squad works in South Carolina.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they sent a story. They did a story.
I want to kill a live man.
I've killed 4 babies. I want to kill a live man. Take that. Let me cut that out of the best of.
Scheduled to be executed will face execution on November 14th. This is after the state Supreme Court denied his motion today to have his execution delayed. This is Stephen Bryant. He was sentenced to death back in 2008 after pleading guilty to killing 3 people during a 2004 crime spree which happened in Sumter County. The victims, Christopher Burgess, Willard Tejan, and Clifton Gainey, were all found dead within 5 miles of each other. A 4th victim survived after being shot by Bryant. Now, Bryant has to choose his method of execution by October 31st. Of course, we'll keep you updated.
Oh, he gets to choose?
Oh, nice.
I would ask him to put it on a wheel and spin it. I'm going to leave it up to fate. I'm a gambler. What are my choices?
The South Carolina Supreme Court has
Red
cleared
ants?
the way.
Here we go. I'd like to hang a guy by his toes and, cut off his left arm, let him bleed, till he's almost unconscious, and then let me put him back right.
No, that's when you get the flaming piece of metal or whatever, and you solder essentially his blood vessels back together so that he stays alive.
Yeah, I think that I actually one time was reading something like in history. In all, like from medieval times to today, which you can't do any of this really cool stuff in today's world.
Really cool stuff.
But there was back in the day, they had some real cool stuff where they would put you in the belly of a bear or something like that. Or there's
a pig,
that was
I
The
think.
Departed.
Can you find the worst all-time ways to die?
Well,
What the hell, man?
Vlad the Impaler would put people by their anus onto a sharp pole, and they would slowly slide down until it went all the way through them.
And starting with your butthole.
Yeah, starting with your butthole.
Vlad the Impaler would start impaling your butthole, and then it would just impale clear through the top of your head. That sounds like a pretty good way.
For who?
For this guy.
Oh, for this? Okay.
No, well, for anybody.
I thought you meant just a good way in general.
This morning, the South Carolina Supreme Court has cleared the way for the first execution by firing squad in the U.S. in nearly 15 years.
So this is a huge development in the world of execution methods.
Brad Sigmund was sentenced to death for killing his ex-girlfriend's parents. His latest appeal denied, setting the stage for tomorrow's execution. And he's chosen to die by firing squad.
They put all those in case of ricochet or something.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit.
Instead of the electric chair or the more common practice, lethal injection.
In recent years, there's been a reevaluation of the firing squad as a possible method of
Firing squad kicks ass. It blows up your heart.
execution.
Except, you know what, Lummy? I wouldn't aim for the heart. I'd aim for his face.
Oh, okay.
No, that one got away from me. I didn't mean to take out.
At least you know where your bullet is.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm the one that hit the right eye.
Do you know what hanged, drawn, and quartered was, Bubba? Hanged, drawn, and quartered.
Can you tell me?
So they would draw the person by dragging them to their point of execution behind a horse.
Yeah, so that would almost cheese grade most of your skin off of you.
So then they would get them. They would get them, and they would hang them
by the ankles.
No, by the neck.
Oh, by the neck.
But just before the point of death, they would cut them loose, and then they would quarter them, which involved cutting off their genitals and throwing them into a fire.
Okay.
And then cutting out their intestines and throwing them into a fire.
Okay.
And then they would decapitate them. And then finally, they would quarter them by chopping the body into 4 pieces, putting it into a boiling concoction that would preserve the body, and then allowed the body parts to be displayed publicly across the country so that nobody else would do what this guy did, which is usually treason.
I like drawn quartering.
Hang, drawed, and quartered?
Primarily because lethal injection has only gotten worse over the decades.
Some states began allowing firing squads as an option because of a shortage of lethal injection drugs. But another major concern has been the dozens of lethal injections that have been botched, some blamed on execution teams lacking the medical expertise to administer them.
I think firing squad is the least inhumane method. So I can understand an inmate selecting it.
Are you going to show us how they do it?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So some old Karen bitch telling me it's...
To me...
Did she say least humane?
No, the most humane.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at something. Let me look at the bullet holes. Yeah.
Only 3 executions by firing squad have been carried out in the U.S. A hood is placed over the prison.
Look.
The hood.
Three corrections.
Prisoner strapped to a metal chair that sits on top of a catch basin. 308 caliber Winchester 110 grain
Tap
urban ammunition. 3 state corrections department volunteer fire rifles from a wall opening not visible to the witness. Okay.
Prisoner's head, and multiple corrections officers fire rifles from 15 feet away. Only these 5 states currently allow the procedure, with Idaho just yesterday moving one step closer to making it the primary execution method.
Yeah. And
Idaho, Utah, Oklahoma, Mississippi, and South Carolina allow for it. Idaho's about to make it the #1 cause of execution.
Yeah.
How did the electric chair come to be? That seems like
That's
seems
the
like
most violent.
Right. It took me a while. Like when I was a kid, I was like, oh, electric chair, whatever. But now I'm starting getting older, and I'm like, wow, if they try to figure out the most barbaric way to kill somebody.
When you watched the Ted Bundy deal on HBO, whatever that was on, and they have to stuff cotton in your butthole. When they killed Ted Bundy, they had to shave his head because
I already have some up there.
Well,
I got a leaky anus.
So, when you watch the documentary or the Ted Bundy story, they had to shave his head because they need the cap that they put on that they're running a zillion volts, so it needs to touch skin, and they put a wet rag on top of your head because water intensifies the electricity. Jeez, and then, Lummy, there's a scene. You might be able to find it.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure we're good, Bubba. We don't need
talk
to,
about talk about being violated. You have to stand there, and they're like, Ted, just take it like a man, Ted. Ted's like, no, and they get these balls full of cotton. And it shows the guards, put what do you guys call that? An anus? An anus.
A noose.
They take big wads of cotton balls and it on the anus, and they start shoving it up the anus, and that is because when you die, you poop yourself, and it keeps the poop in.
So
you're
as
not
of 2000,
you're not pooping.
That's the least of your problems when you die.
You're not pooping up the chair and everything.
As of 2025, you can still choose the electric chair in Alabama, South Carolina, and Florida.
Yeah.
It was first used in 1980 or 1890.
Yeah, 1890. A dentist created it.
It was seen as an alternative, a more humane way than hanging.
Let me see if you can find that Ted Bundy scene.
Yeah, I found it.
Which, if hanging is done,
send it to me.
Is it arable?
Is it arable?
Nah,
I think it is.
It's
because they don't show anything.
No,
they don't show anything.
It's audibly.
And they're like, Ted, come on, just take it. You got to do it, buddy. The cotton balls up the end on us.
A noose.
And Ted's like,
noose.
No.
So a hanging done correctly will snap the neck
immediately.
Yeah, and the what is it? The brainstem and cause pretty instant death. So if you do it right, the problem is that they don't do it right.
They don't put the noose on the side of your neck. They put it in the back. That's when it chokes you out. But this is what Dr. Dianco said. If the noose part of the rope is on the side of your neck, then you die instantly. If it's like in the back of your neck,
You talking about the knots?
The knots, yes.
I sent it to you.
Is it bad?
Well, I mean,
how about we play it off air? I want Seth to see it.
I don't want to see, man.
Bubba, are you going to be able to do the last segment with a boner?
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Hold on, watch this.
So this is a...
This is from HBO movie. Here we go.
Come on, Ted. Don't make it any harder than it is. Come on, Ted. No. No.
Don't tell Macho Man to play this.
Okay.
You relax, it'll be a lot easier, okay?
You just gotta relax, dude. Open your mouth.
That's good, Wesley. Keep it coming.
Keep it coming, Wesley.
Feel good, huh? Boy, oh, got cotton balls.
Relax. Old timers tell them to relax.
It's a lot quicker if you don't move around.
Come on now, don't stand up now. Come on. You're all right. Just breathe deep. Breathe deep. All right now, son. Come on now. Stand up. Hold on. We got one more little thing to do. Huh?
They put a diaper on you.
For your own good. Okay?
For your own good? Like, I care who's cleaning up my stuff after you murder me?
I'd bite that guy's ear off just go out like a real fucking pimp.
That's a good boy. You ready? We don't keep your fans waiting, do we?
Before the sentence of the court is carried out,
No. They put the hood over the dude.
Texas Hangman. Don't they wet the sponge?
Yeah.
Oh, but they can do it.
This is fucking pretty brutal, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah. Death is not fun.
Here we go. Damn.
I don't know that I would want to be there.
I don't think so.
Even if he took, somebody near and dear to me.
Some people just want to see that it actually happens.
What, do you think he's alive somewhere? They're gonna move him?
I'm just saying that I don't think people want to watch it for like the satisfaction.
Yeah. Well, it's closure for a lot of them, I guess. I you know what? I can't say how I would react.
I mean, you might be in the front row with snacks, Brian. Is this shit over yet? I mean, what the fuck?
They just were where they were.
Are we done?
That's it. It's done.
Can we get back to fun stuff? This music's bumming me out.
Yeah, how about a dad that punched a deputy in his...
Yeah. Well, how about I give you Rick Astley's other great song?
No, it's okay.
Together forever, never too hard. Together forever with you. Don't you know I would move heaven and earth to be together forever with you. There you go, Bubba. How could you forget Together Forever?
Man, that fucking death scene fucking freaked me out a little bit. A little sick in my stomach.
Good. Hopefully you change your evil ways.
So you still think you could kill somebody?
Yeah, I'd kill somebody if they touched my mom or
Do you think you let somebody suck you off with that mask on?
Oh, are you fucking kidding? Hey, that is just plain wrong, brother. Come on.
Tired of paying sky-high cable TV bills? Sick of juggling endless streaming subscriptions? There's a better way. Go to getabox.com. With Get a Box, you get every channel, every game, every movie ever made. Watch local and national channels, live sports, all your favorite movies, and much, much more. This isn't another subscription. It's a one-time purchase. No contracts, no fees, no nonsense. For a limited time, use promo code BUBBA at checkout for $25 off any box. That's getabox.com, promo code BUBBA.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. All at the Bubba Army now returns.
Pretty much anywhere you go, just at the Bubba Army, whether it's our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, or you can go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. That's BubbaArmyHQ.com. Two different levels of membership, a $5.99 and a $9.99, and that allows you access to our entire library. I mean, almost everything that we've ever done, and the stuff that we don't have, Joe the Supermark back in like the early 2000s used to tape the show every day on cassettes, and we're ingesting those, as quickly as we can, Lummy.
Yes,
but
we're
a little down on horsepower right now.
Big thanks to Caveman for making it all at the Bubba Army, because we had so many different profiles, and he saved us with that.
Yes, he did. Thank you.
Big thanks, Caveman. A little bit of BTLS history for you.
Hello.
Hey, Bubba, I got a question for the baby face.
Oh, speaking of which, Joe the Supermark, how you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. I hope all is well with all you guys.
Now, Lummy, I want to go on record by saying, Lummy, that when we get done, I know we've completed a lot of Joe's tapes. We need to get Joe's address because Joe would like those back, and we need to get them to him.
Are you going to sign each one for him, Bubba?
No, but I should probably.
It's the least you could do.
Because he doesn't want them signed. He just wants them.
Let's ask Joe what he wants.
Well, I believe he's already gotten some back.
Oh, have you gotten some back,
Joe?
Joe?
I got like 300. Yeah, I got a box of 300 tapes back. That was
okay,
awesome.
Great, fantastic. So I just want everybody to know that we are returning them, and I know that I've directed the merch crick to make sure she keeps you in Bubba swag. As kind of for helping us, and that's the least that I could do. So anyway, you got a question for Brian? Go ahead.
Yeah, and since you brought up the swag, I really just wanted the last thing that y'all had, the wallet, because I use a Ziploc bag that used to have weed in it for my credit cards and my money, which I only have $2, but that doesn't matter. I'd like to just have that wallet. So
now, Joe, where are you current? Yes, I'll get you a Bubba Army Ridge inspired wallet. I'll get one. I'll make sure the crick gets one to you. Where are you currently? Because the last time I talked to you, you'd gotten thrown out of your facility, and now, so where are you now?
I'm back in that facility. They had sectioned me. They had basically said that I threatened to throw poop at them and that I threatened to off myself, which is both total lies. So they had me sectioned, so I got sent to the emergency room to be checked out by a doctor, a psychological evaluation, which I passed as soon as I saw the doctor. They lifted the section, and then they basically did that to get me out of the room I was in on the second floor and put me up on the third floor with all the dementia people. So now I have a guy that comes in and out of my room. He's from next door. He wants to be in this room so bad, at least 12 to 20 times a day. He opens my door, comes in, I got to cuss him out, and then he shuts the door and leaves. Usually,
do you got a room all to yourself?
Well, that was one of their precursors to letting me back. They said if I come back, I'm going to have a roommate, and I'm going to have to be a part of the buddy program, meaning a 2-person system every time. Anybody comes in my room, they need 2 people, and that's for my protection and their protection. Now, they're really loose on that. I haven't seen a buddy program maybe once or twice activated in my room. But
so, Joe, are you like a ward of the state, kind of?
No, not at all. I'm 100% good. They're just looking for a place for me to live so I can get out of here. And the problem was I didn't have an ID card. So it took 2 years to get me an ID card. So I just got that. I just got my Social Security card. So now they've been applying for places for me to go live in, but you got to be 62 to move into these places, and I'm only 46.
What's your affliction again, Joe?
Yeah, what's officially your diagnosis?
What's your diagnosis?
There's so many diagnoses. I mean,
give me the top 5.
I'm on 5.
Give us the big ones.
Well, the first one, like Dr. Dan says, is a parasitic infection. That's ruined me from head to toe. So that's not positive at all.
Was that from drug
put my
use?
legs down. I don't think so. I was on what happened when it started, I was on the beach in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire.
Now, hold on. Now, has that been diagnosed by a doctor that you have parasitic?
Well, that's the thing is that in the emergency room and in the hospitals, they don't test for parasitic infections. So I've been begging my PA, physician's assistant, for ivermectin forever, and they just won't give it to me. Now I have a new physician's assistant who's done an ivermectin cleanse twice in a year. She knows what's up, so now it's just a matter of getting her to be able to.
So, Joe, you got a new lease on life with some new people. Baby face, just baby face, because you kind of healed on the other crew. That's why they got you the hell out of there and made you jump through the impossible hoops. But now it sounds like you might have a physician assistant that's familiar with ivermectin and baby face on her. Put her over.
and she's a lovely lady. Her name is Stacy. She's amazing. The girl I had before was Aisha. She's the one that got me section. She's the one that, then when I came back, she told me, oh, you threatened, I don't want to use the kid's ill word, but she said, you threatened to off me, you threatened to off the housekeeper, and you threatened to off the DON. So, I mean.
Now, Joe, can you get up and walk? Can you function normally at all?
When Babyface is asking me about my things, I can't even put my legs down. If I put my legs down, then all the lymph in my system pools down there. It doesn't return up through my body. And my legs will grow 3 times their normal size, and they'll just start busting open with all kinds of funk pouring out. So I have to keep my legs elevated, hopefully above my heart.
What's that from? Like, Brian, when you can't put any pressure on your legs and everything comes busting open?
Well, his lymph system isn't working, so it's producing it's producing a lot of fluid, and its body's not able to process the fluid.
Oh, okay.
So what else you got? So the parasitic thing, you got the lymph thing.
My right ankle's disformed, so it's disfigured. It's turned out to the right, so I can't. It won't move back.
So we'll call that a club foot kicker.
Now, what caused that?
Yeah, that's what started everything. That's where the parasitic infection probably went in through my foot, and that's where it all started. It made its way up my legs. Once it ruined both my legs, then it had to come out somewhere. They said it would come out through my urine, so I was on 80 milligrams of furosemide day and night. And then when it finally decided to come out, it didn't. It just pooled in my scrotum. My scrotum swole 3-4 times its size. And then I was septic. I had Fournier's gangrene and necrotizing fasciitis, which almost took my life. But I got to the emergency room in time, and they performed life-saving surgery. So they were able to save my life. When I woke up, my legs were back to their normal size. All the ulcers had cleared up, which was, I just thought it was a miracle.
Did you lose your balls?
Did you lose your balls?
No, I got balls.
So, what else?
So then they put me in a bad bed. When I finally did go home, I was in a broken hospital bed for 11 months, leaning so far to the left because it only went up on the right and let me go back on the left. And so now I have I crushed my arm with my own weight, crushed my lungs, so that's why I'm on the oxygen. And the parasitic infection is still ravaging through my body. I have a lump right in the center of my chest, a big lump everybody can feel. All they've done is x-rays on it. They've never done a CT scan or an MRI. So they just keep doing x-rays and say, oh, well, we don't see nothing with the x-rays.
So Joe,
it's lump. It's in your chest.
So, Joe, what's next? Like, where are they going to send you, like, to a nursing home or something?
Peaches.
That's where I'm at. I mean, they call it a long-term care facility, but that's just a fancy word for a nursing home.
Right. So what was your question to Brian real fast?
Yeah, now that we interviewed you.
Because we're really late.
My question for Babyface was, I had been wanting to see this movie that came out with Gerard Butler in it, and I just got an email that Netflix was taking it off on November 15th, so I watched it 2 days ago.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask for my Netflix password.
Me too. Brian, honest to God, I really thought he was going to ask you for your Netflix password.
I was like, I feel bad saying no.
All right, so you watch this movie, right?
Yeah, it's called Law Abiding Citizen. Have you watched it, Brian?
With Gerard Butler? Is that where he
Yes.
Is that where he takes matters into his own hands?
Yeah, he escapes prison and goes back in every night.
So phenomenal.
So did you call the show with a movie suggestion? Is that what you called the show about today?
It's not a movie suggestion. I know that Brian has watched it.
I haven't. Lummy has though. Lummy knows it well.
Lummy, is it worth a watch?
I think Brian would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend it.
It goes hand in hand with your conversation about putting people to death, because right away in the beginning of the movie, he gets jumped at the front door of his home by 2 guys that are just wanting to rob him, and they tape him up and they duct tape his mouth and they do horrible things to his wife and kid, and they both end up dead. And then they go to trial and they have to make a deal. One guy flipped on the other, but the other guy only got 5 years and the other guy got death. So 10 years later, they fast forward to the movie and they go to put the guy to death in front of everybody, in front of, all the people that are there to see it. And they get to the 3rd canister that goes down, and all of a sudden this guy starts freaking out, flipping out. He's not dying. He's suffering. and they don't know what happened. So now they want an explanation what happened. Well, then all of a sudden now, you fast forward, you got the other guy who's out already. He's dizzying in a his hooker. He's doing whiz eyes off the table, and now there's the call that comes in. It's like, all right, check your right window. The police are going to be there in any second. You need to get out of there now. So he grabs his gun. He grabs his gun, and he runs, and the guy tells him exactly what to do. And the guy tells him, go to the police car, go sit in there. There's a cop sleeping. What happens is he wakes up the cop, and when the cop wakes up, the guy's got
Joe, you're
Joe, tell us the ending.
Joe, we gotta go.
No, tell us the ending.
The ending is Bubba hung up on Joe.
We're almost there.
I had to go.
You're giving too much there.
We almost don't have to watch it now.
Joe, I love you, but
2 more minutes.
I'm late. I'm late, Joe. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I hung up on you. I hope you get better,
Joe,
my friend.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Probably not.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord.
Is this the non-point version?
Yeah, of course. And I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Can you give me the oh Lord, sir?
Oh Lord.
Hold on. Feel it coming in the air tonight.
I felt it come.
Well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. All right, that's good. Oh Lord. Hold on. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Well, I remember, don't worry. How could I ever forget? It's the first time, the last time we ever met. But we only have 7 spots left in the break, folks. Here it is: Washington, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Tennessee, Raiders, and Dem Boys, the Cowboys. So get them in. We'll be doing the break next Thursday. Well, actually, probably not next Thursday. I'll have to come in one day during the week to do it with Sethi, because I can't do that next Thursday.
And their son were told he escaped with minor injuries and called 911. Deputies arrested her at the home this afternoon.
Dave from Norland, $20.
Hey, how'd that pod go yesterday?
FYC. She drives me crazy.
Hell yeah.
She drives me crazy like no one else. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself.
Oh, Ryan, look what I picked up for you, buddy.
She drives me crazy.
That's a hobby only, buddy. Hobby only.
The way I feel, things you do don't seem real.
Come on, you YouTubers. Can you hit the notification and follow button?
Cause we're running out.
We're at 244.
She drives me crazy. Oh! Like no one else. She drives me crazy.
Ow!
I can't help myself.
Oh, Lordy! Oh, God! Hold it! Hold it! Dude, Jets by 20. I like it.
Okay.
Thursday Night Football is fuckery. Whatever you think's gonna happen is the opposite.
Scout, we go blind one.
I'm sad. You think Patriots win big against the Jets? Flip it around.
You're saying put it all on the 13 points the Jets are getting.
I'm saying, despite the fact that Justin Fields threw for 50 yards last game, the Jets' special teams is elite. Elite. Okay? You can't stop their kicker punt return, buddy, and you forget about Phase 3. Phase 3 is what wins Super Bowls, Lummy.
So do I bet over on the field goals made?
Everything. Hammer the over on the Jets. Everything. Santana Moss, over 150 yards receiving. Wayne Corbett, over 150 yards receiving. Curtis Martin, 120 yards and a touchdown.
Mark Sanchez, 4 stabs.
I'm a Chad Pennington guy myself.
Oh, okay. He was the greatest quarterback in Jets history, other than Joe Namath. Now, if you had to pick one from the last 30 years of Jets quarterbacks,
Vinny Testaverde.
It'd have to be Sam Darnold.
It's got to be Pennington. No, their performance as a Jet.
Well,
as a Jet.
That's tough.
Good year.
Pennington had like 3 good years.
Testaverde won 15-1.
Pennington and Ryan were an unstoppable duo.
Testaverde went 15-1.
Who does Rex Ryan have a tattoo of on his leg?
Vinny Testaverde?
No,
Whenever someone asks, "How was your weekend?" Or, "What have you been up to?" Or just, "What's new?" Have a good answer. Just do what you love. Toyo Tires.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Scout and Big Gulp on line 1.
Oh my God, my girls, where have you been all my life?
What's going on, ladies?
Actually, it's Scout. I'm out here by myself. Big Gulp's in Northern Virginia, just outside of D.C.
Doing what? Serving time?
She's at Quantico, getting FBI certified.
Exactly. You know, I guess she's going to get Lappy certified. No, since her dad passed away, she's been up there helping her brother handle the estate.
Oh, okay.
My condolences for the loss.
Do you miss her? Are you like really getting, you miss your girl?
Well, that's one of the things I'm calling about. I'm quitting. I'm quitting truck driving as of the 21st.
Hold on, You've been with this major company for like what, 15 years?
No, I'll be 1 month short of 27 years when I quit.
Why?
Because I don't want to be out here by myself. I hate it. It's miserable. It was bad enough when she had her back surgery the year before last, and.
But I mean, is there relief in sight? Like, after she cleans up the estate. She'll be back on the road with you, and you could just hang on. I mean, I hate to see, I guess you're probably fully vested and pension and all that, right?
No, well, the company I work for doesn't have a pension, but they've had a good 401k and stock purchase that we've, put into heavily for the time we've been here. So, it's just, we've been talking about it for 2 or 3 years now about making a big change, and, the only surviving parent now we have between the two of us is my mom, and she lives with us. And you can't buy time.
Now, are you guys?
It's time to go home and look for something that I'd be home every day like a normal person.
But you know what you can buy? Trading cards from Blizzard Breaks. So if anybody's interested, we have 7 spots left. Anyways, go ahead, Bubba. What were you going to say?
We sold 3, so we got 7 spots left. So listen, are you going to? Would you guys maybe stick in the trucking industry and just be day drivers?
I don't know. It's really like I'm not even going to start job hunting till January or February, and she's looking at being tied up there for 6 to 8 months yet.
Oh, wow.
What is up with that house?
Now, is she going to be able to make it to BARP?
Yes, we're coming to BARP. We're committed, which is why I got a question. Is there any FTEs out there that would like our mud flaps? Because I bought 3 sets when they were available way back in the day, and the last set I put on the truck about a year ago. So they're still really in good shape. If somebody wants them, I will bring them to Bark so they can have them.
Wow, and they're so rare. They're so rare.
Yeah,
I'll take them.
Rare.
Seth wants to put them on his Hemi.
I'll take them.
You know, I'll
have a new car by then, Bubba. I mean,
yeah,
they
but
would
you're
look
not-
so great on the back of a Sentra.
They only fit a semi. They literally only fit a semi. You know, that's all they fit is a semi.
Well, that's kind of rude.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're huge and they're heavy. But man, do you get a lot of looks? I mean, do you get a lot of reactions from them?
Yeah. I occasionally will get somebody still pulling up alongside me, and they'll throw me the sideways, finger deal with the thumbs up. And, nobody runs with a CB on anymore. I'll fire up the CB and holler at them, but they won't have a CB. But I'll get the wave. I occasionally get a comment in the truck stop, and I still wear a lot of Bubba Army t-shirts out here.
Yeah, they're like, man, is he still in the air? What the hell's he doing nowadays?
I do get that occasionally, and that's when I hand them a sticker with all the information, how to go to Bubba Army HQ and all the stuff. I've written it on the back. Here you go. This is how to find them. So,
wow,
I try to spread the love out here as much as I can.
So the 27th of December is your last day?
No, the 21st of this month. I less than 2 weeks.
Congratulations!
Right
now, well, thank you.
Now, so are you guys going to go back to Arizona once everything calms back down and just try to? I mean, you guys are probably pretty well off that you don't have to go. You don't have to go immediately looking for a job. You can take your time and get what you want.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. We're meeting in Tucson for Thanksgiving because we had planned on family coming in. So we're doing that, and then after Thanksgiving, we're driving back to Virginia, and so we'll be in Virginia for a while. I hope to catch up with Gary Cantrell and maybe catch dinner, but and help her close out the estate and stuff. Then we'll drive down for Barb, and then depending on where we're at, I'll either go back to Virginia if I can be of help, and if I can't, then I'm going to go home and start job hunting for a normal life.
Well, you guys eventually home will be Arizona like it's always been, right?
Yeah, and we really want to leave Arizona at some point, but I can't move my mom. She's 83, and her doctors are there, and she lives with us, and she wants to go to the bingo hall. That's what she lives for. Every Monday she goes to play progressive bingo, and
right.
I can't pick her up and move her.
So Bubba just texted me, have you budgeted for continuing to contribute to the show?
now, Scout, you know that I did not do that.
No, I know, but that's why I'm on the frugal tip, man, and every Dean Lasker tip that's there first thing in the morning by his favorite lady.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting showed up, but because my future right now is a little uncertain, I'm squeezing all my pennies.
No, you got it. You got to take care of you, girl.
I don't think I'm going back until February back to work.
You guys will be fine. Plus, we adjusted it a little bit too. You know that we made kind of an adjustment on that, gave a little bit of a break. So you guys will be okay. You guys will be fine.
Yeah, I'm not, we're fine. I'm more or less, being sarcastic about the state of things.
Let me ask you a question, and I don't want you to take this disrespectfully because I love the hell out of you. I've known you for I don't know how many years, but when your mother, when she would, if and when she would pass and you guys could select anywhere you would want to live, would you guys probably move at that point?
Yes, and Big Gulf desperately wants to go to Florida. And we know so many people there, such good people, that Florida is very appealing. But that Vietnam-like type summers you guys have down there, I don't know if I could survive them. I don't do well when it's that humid. But
after one or two of them, you get used to it.
You never get used to it.
You just stay inside. There's AC everywhere.
Yeah, we got Malcolm and other people that'll keep in the AC nice and cold.
If it was 1910, Florida would have sucked.
Yeah.
But it's 2026, baby, and we're living at large here. We're the land of freedom. We're getting rid of all taxes. We're not going to pay for anything anymore. It's great.
I'm a firm believer in happy wife, happy life, and if that's where she thinks we'll be happiest, then I'm down. So I imagine we'll end up down in Florida at some point.
That'd be great.
It's just
Be so
It's
nice.
just right now,
It'd be
it's
so
just
nice
for
to be able to
ties.
see you girls more than just once a year. Like, come to some of the other stuff we do, and it would be nice. But I know you got to take care of your mom, and more importantly, will you tell Big Gulp that we're thinking about her? And I know she's going through a tough time, and we will see you guys in January.
The Stay Fresh crew is hiring if you girls are interested.
I was thinking about maybe one of those electrical apprenticeships with the National.
We can get you a job at
I
Steps
know a lot
Towing.
Of Army.
Steps Towing, baby.
Steps Towing's right now looking for CDL guys, for tow trucks and stuff. All right.
Oh man, that would be a reality show. I'd have to camera up my rig.
Yeah.
Lesbian snatch my vehicle.
Lesbian snatch. There you go.
There you go. Hey, tell Big Gulp we love her and we love you, Mama.
Will do. Love you guys.
See you later.
Love you,
Bye.
girls. Stay safe out there.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
There, Bubba.
No, buddy. That clock's dead on, lover.
I know, I'm joking. Is that set to NASA?
It is. It's like,
It's set to the International of Uzbekistan, where the official clock of the world is.
It's great.
Oh.
Well, you're still making groans over there. You okay, buddy?
I just had a neck crack.
Oh.
It was you have to. You have to let out a noise after
well, I
a
wish
crack.
I could have one of those. I'm concreted up.
Can't try on your neck?
Yeah.
You want me to kind of twist it? I've been watching those chiropractic videos.
we have two hosts with Bell palsy now?
No shit.
Hey, Gene, how you doing? I'm good, brother. How are you? I'm good. Get into now I made you total.
Oh, this is gone. This is.
I forked you out.
We get Gene back tomorrow too.
Power pig, hello.
Hey Ryan, we're talking about another break. I got your mosaic stuff.
Hell's bells ballsy.
Maple cherry, 36 miles. Thank you, cherry.
Hey, my buddy said they sent you a shirt, Bubba. Did you get something?
The Larry Bird one?
Oh, you already opened it?
Yeah, and it's a Chinese XXX, which is about a large in American.
You'll be fitting in it soon, Bubba.
Wait, so you're saying it's a shitty gift?
It's a great gift. I just wish I could fit into it. At this point, I can't, but I'm working.
It's not a real XXX. It's not an American XXX. It's a Chinese XXX.
Is there any thought? Does the thought count?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving me something I can't
Thank
wear.
you. I'm trying to read something, but
all right, sorry, fuck.
No problem.
All right.
If anybody wants to send thoughtful gifts, I'll be sure to publicly thank you.
Probably not.
Unsolicited.
Probably not yet, Berto. I don't really know much about anime.
Anime breaks. Is that like that one? What's it called? One hit or one?
I have no idea.
One something. The next Blizzard show next Thursday is going to be a brief Blizzard because I've got to go do a Great American Teach-In at my daughter's school. One Piece, that's it. Yeah. See, I know all about it. I don't know about
One Piece. I feel like I was just talking to somebody about that.
About One Piece?
Or somebody was telling me about it.
$2 from the Dirt Merchant. Thank you, my friend. Thursdays always fly by. Did we hit 1,000? Are we still short?
Yeah, you're at 1.1.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you, everyone. Get a Box is the best. That's the review.
Dragon Ball Z was weird because there would be episodes where there's just two characters yelling at back and forth, like ah! Yeah! And they're like going hyper, or I think it's called, or something like that. And the whole episode would just be them like screaming and charging themselves up for the fight. That's what I remember from Dragon Ball Z. The one episode I saw as a kid, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
If you're missing the Blizzard today, just know that you can watch Bubba's interview with the New Jersey Madame.
It's not that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's
the Long Island Museum?
Yes. Let me, do we know who's on 2?
No, sir.
It was the only time they could do it, Ryan. Let me talk to me about it throughout the process.
Good idea.
Bubba's stuff does preempt the Blizz.
He wants the mud flaps.
Oh, he wants the mud flaps.
For his record.
Well, is he going to be at BARP? That's the question.
Yeah. You can't qualify for BARP.
Listener-supported sponge, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Listener-supported via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now returns.
Lummy, you said the caller on 2 wants the mud flaps?
Yes.
But I don't know if he's going to be if he's qualifying for BARP, you know.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't have to qualify. You can just show up at BARP and we not let you in. We'll just have the mud flaps at the gate for you and pick them up.
Oh, there you go.
Hi, who's this?
Hey, Bubba, it's John. How are you?
Hi, John.
Hey, I'm interested in those mud flaps. I want to put them on my tow truck.
And where are you based out of, John?
Port Charlotte.
Oh, okay. Well, let me put you on hold. Get your information. See if we can make this happen. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing the bar party. I'm not qualified for that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it next year.
We have to make other arrangements for you just to show up on that weekend. We'd have them set aside.
I'll show up. I have no problem driving up there. I'm up there all the time.
All right, hold on. Let me put you on hold. Let me get your information.
Would you drive from Port Charlotte for mud flaps?
Hardcore Bubba Army will, my friend.
I would drive anywhere.
You'd walk 500 miles.
You know what I'm going to do is
in Crocs.
My good friend Todd Stepp, who owns Stepp's Towing. I should see Brian if he would want, and I can get them manufactured. The Bubba Army semi mud flaps. I can get them manufactured. I just can't send them out efficiently. It literally costs
the shipping's like $30 a pair.
Like 40.
Oh my!
It's like they're like $40 a pair. So that takes all your profit margins out of it, and you can't. It makes it impossible.
Even like something like that, if you did through Amazon, would that help with shipping at all? With their ability to scale?
I don't know.
I know they take a big cut of your money, so probably not.
That, and I have to buy so many of them, and then ship them to a warehouse.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get with Todd Stepp. Let me see if hey Todd, if I order X amount,
oh yeah,
how many would you put on your wrecker? I would just charge him what they cost to make because they would ship them to me, and I could just drive them over there. And if every Stepp's towing, because he's big Bubba Army,
oh of course,
and
he's such a good guy. I got to talk to him at the movie premiere.
He is a good dude.
He's a good guy.
He is.
And what a hell of a business. One of the largest wrecker companies in America. They're the official wrecker of NASCAR, I think IndyCar. He's done such a great job marketing.
No,
that
he was
place.
telling me how he gets them up to the races and everything.
Oh, yeah,
and he does the floats for the parades.
He's got
storage of the floats.
He's got 13 floats that he rents out.
He's salt to the earth like Angus.
He is, just like Angus. By the way, Glowbug and Angus are getting married in a couple weeks.
All right.
I got to go. I don't do weddings.
No, you don't.
But I'm going to Glowbugs.
Are you going?
Where's it at? Is it local?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you going to the Elvis concert tomorrow night with Gene and your mom? Oh, that's a no. Can't wait to dig into that tomorrow.
Didn't he talk about how he's going to spend more time with his mom and how important time with his mom is? What's your excuse, Bubs?
It's in Lakeland.
It's in Lakeland, and my mom just got back from a trip with my sister in Nashville, and she's like, I don't know if I have the energy to go away another weekend. So
wait, I thought you just go to the concert for a couple hours, then you come.
She's 80-some.
No, I know, but I didn't know. I didn't tell her to go to Nash Vegas and leave it all on the dance floor. I thought she would have a little energy for Elvis. This is his only stop in North America. Gene told you.
That's right. The Hawaii tour.
Your mom was slapping around her frecked up Knox in Nashville.
Yeah. Seth's just had some
Did
real
you hook
funny.
up with any country boys there?
Seth had some real funny outbursts today. Seth's betting his entire mortgage on the Jets tonight.
So Bubba's doing a meet and greet at the Elvis concert in Lakeland tomorrow if anybody's interested.
Oh, God. We'll see ya.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up Bean.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.